totally full, and we have a showstopper for you here on Friday.
You know, we've waited to have this head-to-head go down yet again, but this is a very different looking Spirit from the last time. We can talk about how long it's taken to return to this, but this quote-unquote new and improved Team Spirit, they've got their hands set out for them. So let's raise the stakes, Hong Kong. Time to kick it off. Spirit and Vitality. Dust2 is where this party begins. And already down into the lower tunnels. Here it comes, Berettas in hand. Hey, ZywOo's Berettas have been good as of late, but to take him down with nothing, fantastic start on Spirit's behalf. A 4v3 with lower tunnel control. I think just, you know, the nature of shutting down Vitality's opening move, that's gotta feel good out of the gate.
Yeah, you say good as of late is probably the best dualies player to ever play this game. The consistency has been on display this week, but it's just always that. Now, here on Dust2, this feels like the last bastion for Vitality to show that they're still in the game. I mean, they have been struggling just a touch, but not enough to be worried about them. But here, this is their last sort of strongest map. They crush opponents here. Spirit could be a great test for them, but they could show us some bad signs for the best team of the year.
Man, things get quiet in the middle of this round, huh? We go down to 45 seconds, no additional moves made by Vitality. Just empty space and a Team Spirit that are kind of waiting for something to happen, but nothing comes their way. And as time goes on, we'll get this execute. Single smoke for Chopper. No kit on the remnants of Vitality. And man, oh man, is this pressure going to be on Mezzi. But we're talking about a Mezzi who comes into this game as the highest rated Vitality player in Hong Kong. We've heard him kind of being the morale booster of this roster as well.
Love Mezzi, but why is he alone this entire time?
So alone as well, but it comes his way as he's in cover. First one's clean out of Mezzi. This is one of those positions where a big heroic moment early could be huge. 8 seconds. Donk team kill? Clock expires? What is this round? Mezzi is a showstopper out of the gate, and half of the job is done for him by Donk's team kill on the cross. Whoa.
You know, you could call it unlucky if you want to. We gotta see this shot though from Donk. There was obviously no one in his view. Oh, he literally just saw him slightly.
Well then.
We could call it unlucky, but it is a massive chance for Vitality. The thing is, you take a snapshot of that situation, no one's helping Mezzi, no one's moving on the map. Spirit could go A or B and have a pretty good chance, 4v2 or 4v1. That's a moment where Vitality, I think, they get lucky there, now they can wake up. That's already a weird moment, I want to say.
Yeah, good things come in small packages. What a gift for Mezzi. Shout out Mezzi though as well, right? Clinical on the 2 USP kills that he does end up getting. Time had already expired for as the closer, but just to kind of fire up his engine. Yikes. Just the scary nature of a round for Team Spirit coming out of the gate in a head-to-head that's been going Vitality's way, and a head-to-head that we haven't had in the second season of 2025. So you've kind of been waiting to get a chance to take a swing at this, and you have that awkward kickoff. This round's gonna have absolutely nothing for Team Spirit. Little late tunnel peek. Isn't gonna get Rops off his angle. ZywOo makes more money with that MP9. Triple MP9 farm. That's gonna be cash in the back pockets of Vitality.
Yeah, to really establish on this matchup right now, it's about Vitality, who have a very strong identity and are just worried about different parts of their game eroding, not being as good as they were very recently. They're just trying to get back to that. They're not trying to do more. They're not trying to become a new team. That's not really the issue. We heard it from Apex in the interview earlier. They're just trying to recover, right? And then if you go over to Spirit, they are a team that's looking for identity. 2 big changes on their team. A player who needs more space but can offer up to more activity. Sway, who's coming in to fill for Magix, who hasn't really done a good job so far in that position, but has potential. Spirit hungry but frustrated.
Yeah, it's 2 big roster moves and 2 big drop-offs statistically for those new additions. As he freed up to crossover, still no pressure offered up here for Spirit in round 3. Go through the motions of middle while Tunnels remains preoccupied. And maybe cheating Mezzi over on that cross bodes well. He'll position himself into the window. This is going to give Rop support so he can keep his head tucked down. And a smoke here at 56 seconds. But that's as the utility is also trickling out of Team Spirit. And it's not like they have a ton more to go for. Chopper still holds on to that one single set. Tanir's going to take a Molotov for a late play, and while Mezzi keeps his eyes over towards middle as Donk starts to come out, Rops is just smoked out of this. Mezzi does get that one kill towards mid, turns it back over, can't get another. Inside of middle, things start going well. Tech9 spam on a Chopper's going to get caught on the fallback towards door. We go 2v2, but that site belongs to Spirit.
Yeah, that's 2 for Tanir on the way in. 2 left for Vitality. We don't know if they're going to find a way in.
They're coming at this with another flash. They're also coming at it with no kit. That's fine. Nobody to slow them down in terms of some kind of unexpected flank. It's that flash over top of window. That's the route in for Flamesy. He's looking for contact, but it's to the close left side. Exactly where Shiro stops him. Jump spot's gonna stop that. And then the peek on the side of the smoke is perfect. Tanir's got a clutch early on here for Spirit.
2 entries and a close for Tanir. That's pretty wonderful stuff. It's a close call. A nice attempt at the retake, but just a little too difficult. I almost feel like that smoke ended up working against him in the end, but it also might have helped them get into the site safely.
It's 2 strong moments for Spirit working around these smokes, and the nature that Rops was killed over in the corner, and the nature that Zywoo gets toppled trying to come through the window with his second. 3 rounds into this game, we already get a critical 1 versus 1. And I would say just a critical moment for a guy like Tanir to kind of get his groove on. Same as Mezzi with that solo hold earlier in the pistol.
Yeah, Tanir is such a self-starter. I mean, I think he's always going to go for it.
I mean, we're expecting big things from the new pieces of Spirit eventually. It's this game of how long.
He's just kind of he's a gas guzzler, right? He's a powerhouse, but he needs a little bit more fuel, a little bit more space. Just a scout to try to defend, but some headshot angles can be offered up.
Smoke gives them the route along the wall. Ops not covering the scout peak entirely. Then they exchange shots, and Zywoo actually gets tagged by that, so he's going to be working with 7 health. Certainly not ideal. Flashbang on the corner, and another! Zywoo actually catches Sway with a headshot, even though he's on 7 HP. Here comes Chopper, back with a rebuttal. Ramp challenge isn't going immediately the way of Spirit, so it buys a bit of time for the other 2 on Vitality's camp to just tuck into their corners. And another moment where a smoke could make things weird, but at 25 seconds, Apex decides to go for that peak. Still has not allowed for a cross to come over. We are talking about another late burn on this clock. And Rops is getting dangerously close to all this. Over towards the top of ramp. It's a kill ill for Mezzi. Bomb denial. He could frag out. Shiro doesn't go for the box bang, and this means clock expires. He's not safe after time.
He could die. 20 out.
Oh, he's gonna get tackled.
That's tough.
Pistol comes through. Vitality step up, and that's off of the back of a lot of pressure. Pressure applied by a low health Zywoo, and pressure applied by that clock.
Yeah, and I thought Rops had just thrown that nade too far, but he just saw the clock and was trying to get damage on them as they were going for the cross. Came in a touch early, but he knew what he was doing here. Denied this plant. Not enough resources to cover that jump. Zywoo does great there, just to get shots in, delay. The 2 teams, the highest Dust2 Round win percentage this year. Titans of this map. You can deathmatch with anything.
Come on. Just nudge it over.
It's not, you can't even go get it. It's not safe.
Just a little more. One more.
You can't get that smoke. He's going to need it. You know, Zywoo can get it for him. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, little golf clap in the house. It's the little battles. All the while set up onto the catwalk here for Spirit, trying to burst.
Vitality give him a lot of mid, a lot of cat, a lot of time gets burned off the clock with Spirit just looking around.
Nice drop.
Ooh, this'll work.
Challenge down into CT spawn. Ooh, Mezzi. He goes down with nothing. Luckily, Robson's got a couple. Shiro's gonna show us a little scout prowess as well. Dangerous game for ZywOo to try to challenge up close like that. Oh, he finds it.
Yeah, right.
With a USP, he finds that.
You gotta be paranoid. You gotta be suspicious.
All the while, though, bomb goes down as it exits out through tunnels. It's gonna be man advantage for the retake.
Shiro's thinking late smoke on the door, but they're coming tunnels mainly. He's not going to be able to hold back two with his scout, surely, right? He has hit some nice shots.
Apex, the only kid on the play. He's going to be looking to trade out Flamesy as that MP9 starts to make this retake happen. Charging over towards Car. First victim is indeed Flamesy. ZywOo's got out with another one, down to 3 health yet again.
Ooh.
And they've got that pinch on it. Vitality coming through real smooth. Oof. Sketchy, but ZywOo picking up a kit as the retake's on also helps out, doesn't cause anybody jumbling up. Because in a week where we've seen Vitality make these kinds of weird moments, right?
Yeah.
Those small, minute mistakes, it's in those situations where things have been scary. I mean, we've seen retakes on Inferno versus previous opponents where 3 Vitality players come in and the wrong guy starts a defuse for them to lose.
It's looked messy, absolutely. It's looked low communication, it's looked low energy, it's looked a little bit frustrated. It's, you know, funnily enough, you're not getting Apex yelling as much, which almost just means they're not having as much fun. I
Scares me.
Right, but ZywOo's been good.
And ZywOo looking great.
Well, what can Tanir do with this thing?
All right, I like it. It's a brave move to just post up. SMG jumping into him in a moment. Flashbang, no, excuse me, smoke goes beyond, and he just he knows that op's too valuable, knows he could get caught out here on the other side, would have been irretrievable. And they'll send that nade on over.
Good punish game. They flash through, but, oh, dangerous now.
Good on him, jumps it. Woo! Clean shooting out of Flamesy. And good on him to chase them down towards Catwalk, so.
They would save that op.
Yeah,
they'd save it. If the round was 3 minutes long, they'd run away and save it if they could.
Just trying to get it into this man's hands. You know, I think highlighting the stats of ZywOo in the head-to-head versus Spirit specifically really goes to show that this is a game that ZywOo, we look to him to kind of be the superstar in the server.
Yeah.
You know, it's not quite the head-to-head that once was Donk versus Nico, for example. You know, once upon a time, that was the Donk solution. That was the guy who could shut it down. But it kind of feels like ZywOo feasts on the rest of Spirit in their head-to-heads. And we'll be looking for that again tonight. And so far, early on here, map 1 of this, we've got it.
Yeah. Yeah, Helly got pressed a lot in an interview recently. I mean, just questioned a lot about some of the criticism recently, the recent form. Reference the 2 big changes coming into the team and entertain the idea that, yeah, we are trying to be less legible, trying to keep it different, evolve our game plan, but also respect the fact that we've made major changes to the team.
The thing with major changes is you also have to justify them. And so we're still waiting for that spirit to come together.
Yeah.
You can give me all the reasons in the world why it's not working yet, but I really just want it to work again. That's what you have to get to.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he had the best sort of Dust2 rating ever.
It was inhuman.
Yeah, it was 6 months of that. I think with that 1.77.
It's the most inhuman thing on Dust2 since Heatco.
Down to a 1.32.
God, washed. 1.32 rating still on this map. We'll see if he can tap into it as the game goes on. This 2-6 score for Donk certainly won't help.
Yeah, he's sub 1 right now. It'll come back.
Always seems to. It's just scary knowing that you're giving more runway for ZywOo to continue this early tear. You know, you've got ZywOo and Robs performing as well as they are. Oh, Chopper's just getting bullied by those nades.
You do have to love how Vitality are moving right now.
Good on Donk to come zone it, make sure it doesn't go down for free. It's going to cause ZywOo to also peel back, be that secondary force within this A site still at 50 seconds.
Tactics are flowing. The op is feeling, I feel the op just feels well supported, comfortable to move around. ZywOo knows he can take liberties. His team still putting a lot of pressure on the map.
And they forget about Long for a second. Little fixation here on the cat play instead. Oof. Good trade out from Sway at least. Zyro now gonna feel the pinch of both sides. Oh, Tanir just wraps that bullet around the corner of the wall, takes man advantage into Spirit's hands.
That fight was beyond difficult.
Now we hit 20 seconds. Jiro gonna get softened up, and so be it. This is a nice showcase of the two pieces we put under the microscope right now for Team Spirit. You get a headshot on Zywoo from Tanir, you get another one out of Zway. Instant kills with those rifles. You know, of the 3 rifle moments we see in this round, it's actually Donk who looks the sloppiest between between Zway and Tanir as well. That's a welcome sign. It's showing that there's a little bit of depth here for Spirit as they secure that second round win.
Yeah, even missing half a spray on a map like Dust2, where he's averaging a 1.7. Yeah, that's also a very rare sight. So, especially on a clear like that, he comes in, he sees one in the back, comes in hard clear on the left side, and still doesn't lock it down. But winning the round's nice here for Spirit, gets him back into this half. But I like the way that Vitality are playing on more levels. I mean, I think the fact that they've sacrificed a lot of early round map control, they don't care about it too much, and Spirit really haven't been using it against them, shows that that's exactly what they should be doing. These late round situations, they're looking pretty comfortable. It's taking a lot of good moves in a row from Spirit to actually convert the round. And that was an example of it all coming together. Oh, money's low.
Yeah, T-side's not too far gone. You've got Vitality on the brink of a save at some point. You can feel it if you're Spirit, like you are right on the brink. Gotta string these rounds together, though. That's what's been eluding them.
This is absolutely a critical moment in this half with the amount of money that Vitality have. They have a good buy now.
Damn, not entirely certain what's going down in lower tunnels. Molly into it.
I like that Spirit are actually skipping some nades now because the space has been given up for free very often by Vitality. This is what I was talking about. We're trying to make him pay.
Looking to get Donk rolling into the site. He's just looking for his headshot. This is what Donk does.
Here it is.
Catches Apex over towards the ramp, and we're going to stay fixated here on Donk because he's looking for the multi-frag. Still on the prowl. Move up from Rops out of CT spawn, and Donk is reading this peek. Easy, man. He's got that visualization. He knows what you are up to, and he expects you to walk into him.
Yeah.
That is as simple as that. We have already had a round previously where you bank on Tanir and Zway picking up Donk's slack, and he rewards them. Steps forward from the catwalk, headshot, round win. Team Spirit put the economy of Vitality on the line.
It's like what Tony says about Tony Blendetto. He's got the brains and he's got the balls. He knows exactly where to stand. He's got great mechanics, but he isn't all mechanics. And also, as a team here, I like this move from Spirit. It looks so simple, but it actually preys on the game plan that Vitality have been trying to employ this half. And that's sitting back, very far back, and let the clock work for them.
So we still do manage a save there at the tail end of it. That's 3 up Vitality. The only 2 casualties are these insta headshots coming out of Donk. Now we've got to keep an eye on Apex as this game goes on. Not only has he kind of looked like a shell of himself in terms of his personality and his presence, you know, not cheering and making fun of people as things go well for Vitality, he actually enters this quarterfinal as the lowest rated player at the event. And we have talked about his individual level at times. Doesn't need to be a total A game, but there was a moment where we were discussing maybe his stats getting him into top 20 this year. Very, very much at that brink. But it was a topic because things were going so well for Vitality.
Yeah,
now he was riding that momentum.
The comparison was to Astralis with all 5 in top 20 in 2018.
You know, for a team that is
a great year for Apex.
Won so much for themselves in 2025. That's all you can do now is compare yourself to the Astralis.
I like that he set that goal because I was wondering what else is left. And he was thinking big. So this is kind of interesting because we see what's going on in the middle of the map. CTs know a lot. But are they calcified in the spots? Are they just going to peel back eventually? Does it actually matter?
Timing.
Oh, yeah. How does he react with so much conviction to that moment?
Just way too ready. So One of the 3 rifles held onto by Vitality from the round prior. Okay, see, now we're starting to piece all of those rifle abilities together. This is not the first nor the second instant headshot out of Zwei. Tanir showed us that he's got it going tonight. Donk is the obvious one. And now even Chopper catching Apex on that walk forward. So there is still Zywu here in the pocket. Everybody gets slain this time with no rebuttal. Not a single death on the side of Spirit. They cut that lead down to 1, and they're starting to show us that on an individual level, they are stepping up to the challenge tonight so far.
Yeah, the question is, when does Spirit come together, you know, all at once? They are going to have a breakout game. They have too many strong players. Even if, let's say, there's no long-term success or just because the chemistry doesn't work out, there will be games where they are overwhelming in terms of their individual skill because of the players that we see. The last thing Vitality right now is this Zwei pop-off. Trailing with that spray. Flamesy goes down, just trying to make do, get out of there. Damn.
Oh, there is a sudden shift in the air here.
Last round was where the money was gone. They come back into this, low grenades, all the guns they want, lose 2 instantly. Can they find a 3v5, man? They might need it. But there's no sense sitting in sights. Go look for kills, safe together, but don't be too split up. This B hit is looking fantastic. Low friction, Donk here to lurk in the middle.
Apex trying to secure an exit route, trying to keep Majority alive again.
If they somehow catch Donk, I mean, suddenly it's a weird round, but Shiro, excuse me, has that off frag.
Rops sticking around on this smoke with Donk nearby, and they know it now. Oof, Rops wasn't feeling comfortable, and eventually Zwei will move down to make sure that one gets traded. At best, 1 player survives here for Vitality, but tell me this isn't starting to feel like an electric team spirit. We're talking 4 rounds in a row, the lead is gone, the money is in shambles for Vitality.
Yeah, I'm seeing some first frame headshots, that's for sure.
You know, this would not be the first strong start for Vitality that ends up looking average here in Hong Kong.
To be honest, yeah, if you want to really break it down, I mean, you could go for some of the more intangible things like communication and emotion and energy and stuff that's struggling for Vitality. But what it translates to the server is they're just not hitting shots sometimes. They're letting too many multi-kills happen where they normally would be the ones to get them. Some of their individuals are not playing like top 20 players, obviously, in some moments. And again, you always want to be careful of saying it because it's not like they're having huge problems. They're just,
right. Yeah.
It's just signs.
But it's, you know, it's an average rating event for Vitality coming through. This is one where Mezzi enters highest rated of their stars. I don't know if that's a win condition for a team like Vitality.
Also another cool stat. All-time head-to-head, Zywu over Donk. 65 to 53, I think, is what that was.
Tough one for Rob with the SMG, so no surprise to see him get toppled. And we're starting to watch Vitality just kind of flail around here, trying to hope something sticks. We're at a point where we're going no scopes through the B smokes. It's a bleak picture.
Zwei loves peeking right now. I think he's feeling it.
I'd say ever since he kind of gets that headshot coming up catwalk.
That's all it took.
We've had rounds where we can point at for Zwei, Donk, and Tanir, and that means that the rifle core of Team Spirit is very much online so far at map 1.
And in the Halley interview, like, it kind of implied that Zwei was meant to become Magix in all the ways that he played. You know, he praised Magix for playing with really bad guns or having very little space or tough roles, but kind of said that Zwei is going to have to do that and will need some more time to get good at that. But I wonder, is Zwei going to be able to do that? Coming from his position as a real star on Amiga.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not the formula that had our eyes drawn to Zwei to begin with. Doesn't mean he can't evolve. Wouldn't be the first player to do it.
Yeah.
Just obviously a massive ask when you're talking about a Team Spirit that was contending for titles, which was winning events.
But you see him trying to catch fire in a game like this.
Sure.
Think, yeah.
Whoa. Some energy shift here for this game. We're now 5 rounds straight for Team Spirit. Haven't had to rely either on any kind of like Shiro clutch. That's when you know that the start and the middle of the rounds are really going well for them, that they haven't had to lean on their op and his clutch ability.
It was honestly a pretty unlucky pistol round as well. So I think
True.
Vitality, yeah, Vitality of 5 rounds is still fine. If they get this last, they'll feel a lot better about it.
I think just going into the second half with another round win, you got to kind of break this streak that's been going down for Spirit.
Everyone's got a very humble KD. We've seen some great shots getting hit though.
Just one bullet, huh? Classy guy. Careful, though.
Yeah, Shiro's just waiting on the other side. Blow it up. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. That timing, man. Them Brits always on time.
That one's going to start to be a head scratcher. What exactly is behind that smoke? Wonders Rops towards B.
I don't like that we're not really seeing an evolution of the game plan from Vitality, but this damage from Mezzi might help for Vaulty.
Nobody moves off it. Mezzi still just stays locked into the corner, but because you got that op to ring out, now Mezzi knows there's a dangerous setup nearby. What is behind Shiro? Who is with him? How many players around this corner? And he goes in off another flag. Great double kill out of Mezzi. But again, you've been able to bank on the other rifles of Spirit. Now Chopper's gonna get locked in top middle. He reveals himself with the kill to Flamesy.
What can he do with this though? Danier's gotta go by himself into B.
20 seconds, if he best drops, and he's getting Rops onto an awkward fight, but then Tanier tries to come back through that smoke, and Chopper's feeling way too far removed. You've got 10 seconds to just go die. Final round of the half, and he is gonna save.
Okay, it's the end of the half.
Gotta keep that money going. We said Vitality needed one at the end of this half just to feel a little better. Yeah, let them know, Hong Kong. 6-round half, each team.
Hey guys, this is Mahone, and I'm gonna break down how the pros hold long A on Dust2 so you can do it just like them too. Let's go. Usually at the start of the round, you want to pay attention to the spawns. That's because only the best spawn for the CTs gets past this corner before the best T spawn peaks. So the best use of the spawn is to try to get a Molotov down at the doors right away to stop a potential rush. Now keep in mind, if you don't have the best spawn, the Ts can already be holding you. With a Molotov down at doors, the next component is to have a second person throw flashes to blind the Ts as they come out. One of the most common ways to do this is just over the building from the long crossing. The flash will blind Ts holding from the doors, so even if you don't have the best spawn, you get a brief window to cross the angle. It's possible to throw this flash too early, so the timing to throw this flash is at 1:49, which leads to the earliest a T can be at the doors. The Molotov and flash gives you a good initial defense, but Ts with the best spawn can run straight to blue bin before the Molotov lands. So another option for the Molotov is to throw it behind the blue bin, which stops Ts from sitting there. And as for a potential T at the entrance, you can use this smoke at the start of the round. The smoke is thrown from elevator, flies over the buildings, then bounces off the top of long house and drops into the doors. This smoke limits Ts from holding the long corner, which gives you an isolated fight on the T crossing to blue bin. But keep in mind, if you want to peek the doors with the best spawn, it won't land in time. The blue bin Molotov and long doors smoke takes away a lot of positions for the Ts. But what if the Ts are fully committed to taking long? There will be flashes or a corner smoke preventing you from holding the entrance. To ensure your Molotov still lands even while blind, you can use this lineup where you run sideways facing the wall and release as soon as you reach the corner. Facing the wall reduces how much you get blinded, and it also removes the need to step forward to throw the Molotov, which means you can cross the pit without any additional movement, and it lowers the chance the T catches you mid-throw. To fight the corner smoke, you can throw a counter flash to blind the Ts pushing up. And this is a flash your teammate can throw for you. The goal of the flash is to have it pop on the left side of long and behind you so you don't need to turn. This flash will blind Ts hugging the wall, as the 149 flash won't get them. With this flash, you can swing to the left side of the smoke or push through the smoke to catch tees directly behind it. So with these extra steps, let's say you fought off the initial push. What's a good spot to hold from? There's this position at the pit where you aren't directly holding the doors, but the side of the blue bin. The idea is to catch the tees at the moment they have to clear the right side. You can also use this lineup to re-smoke the doors without exposing yourself too much, giving you time to reposition. So that's what you can do if you have long control, but what do you do if you're forced to fall back? If you back up to the long crossing, you can use this smoke that lands at the middle of long to delay tees from pushing up. The smoke covers the entire choke point, which allows you to move freely between car and CT spawn. And as well, you can use the smoke to push up close to fight the tees. And that is the last piece of how to hold Dust2 long A like the pros.
One clutch per team, and as things were feeling bleak, Team Spirit ended up stringing some rounds together, and it's not a Team Spirit that we all know. It wasn't the solo donk show. It was promising rifle work out of the likes of Zwei and Tanir to prop him up in the process.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing right now is two teams that are just like not in their total form, but by the end of the series, you could definitely see it happening, especially in front of a crowd like this. Dust2 is where it starts, and this will be very telling for the rest of the series, but I don't know if this ends up 2-1 Spirit or 2-1 Vitality. I just hope it's close.
You go double Molotov, double smoke here for the buy on Vitality's side of things. No kit either for Team Spirit. Just thinking about dropping this in front of any kind of commitment. Here comes that support as well for the B site.
Yeah, but they got two in tandem, searching, patrolling, stacking.
Spirit trying to get more bodies over here just before Vitality commit to it. But again, two sets of utility, right? So Vitality can still sit behind this.
Oh,
they decide to actually keep the pressure up. They're going to throw those Molotovs into the plat, but it looks like the player's able to hold on. We've got Berettas in the corner. This is getting awkward. Shiro still finds his headshot.
Nice.
Tanir and Zwei come out with everything.
Happening.
And that rotate over from middle ends up paying off perfectly.
That's the activity you want to see in a moment like that in a 5v5 setup. They had a couple players on A and started with 4, but they had a smoke over on B. It felt like something of like an overpass setup. And here they're trying to catch timings too. They're not just sitting, waiting, and gambling very hard on just one site. They're keeping it moving, man. That's awesome.
Also, Molotovs out of Vitality didn't upset Tanir's position. He's able to just sit behind the box on plat like there's nothing wrong. Tap the heads of the players that emerge. Vitality felt very adamant about having to go then and there. Well, you pay the price. 1 round for the road is all Vitality had in that 12th of their CT side. And a pistol in Spirit's back pocket.
No way. A second pistol Spirit have won all event? Donk getting a team kill every time?
Nobody's stepping into that scout, so Apex gets rattled. Tanir's gonna go farming as he just peppers away at the catwalk. And we're not getting any of those big X-Factor moments. Little long flank comes in late. Oh, there it is, the Rops block headshot, of course. But Shiro's gonna lend himself to Tanir's M4. And that one's made quick. You're giving Tanir a chance to shine tonight.
Yeah, he's so on point, man. So much impact. Obviously, this round's just eco frags. But he deserves some. He's been putting on work on the rifles and pistols alike. I love Glocks. That's what he said.
It's always Rops. Throw a wrench in your works. Now we go insta-boost here for Shiro. But worried about a tunnels push. Here it comes, Vitality. Stepping in as Shiro goes back in for the scope. Distracted by the utility. If there was ever a smidgen of Vitality's players to be spotted, the first one goes through unnoticed. And he doesn't want to sit up here too long.
He's taking a risk. He's taking a risk by staying up here. They missed the molly. It won't matter, but it does dismantle the setup.
Get them to disassemble, you get them to fall back. Flamesy's gonna slot into this pocket on Catwalk, all while Vitality group up. The other 4 heading elsewhere.
This will be an interesting test for Zwei over here in B.
All while pressure starts to come out through Cat. Donk hopping around, nade in hand. They're gonna find that Humvee kill. Zwei goes down with nothing. This is pressure on Donk. Time to give us the clip. And he finds that headshot, nothing other. Here's Chopper to save the day. Tags him down. Rob survives. Support comes out in Flamesy. And you still got utility to drop, so you do still buy yourself time. But through the door goes Tanier. And when he's on it, he is on it. Another moment where Tanier will thrive.
Yeah, Tanier's king this game. So much impact. They're playing active, man. They didn't want to let that go to a post plant. Right when Vitality were thinking about how do we get this bomb down. Oh, it hit off his head. Donk puts these 2 up. Don't know what caused Zwei to peak early, but they had it. These 2 on your screen.
Tanier has officially surpassed Donk in multi-kills this map. And I think that could damn well make a difference as the game goes on, as you send Vitality spiraling back to another scout pistol setup. Tanier starting to show us his colors. Trying to zone in on these A defenders as the flashes come through. Missed chance for Shiro. That could have been first blood, but instead you just confirm there are Vitality players over towards that pit. It's gonna gear up the scout for another challenge. He would wish that Shiro tries that kind of move again.
Shock that hit nothing. 6 Dust2s in a row. And again, I want to say Vitality's last bastion of proving their strength so far.
Ooh, damn, that's a ton of utility damage. Shiro just burns Flamesy to a crisp.
Yeah, they don't have a ton to work with right now.
Get a little footing on the bomb site, that's one thing. Maybe just going for the plant at this point. Wallbang's coming through. Shiro tearing it up. Shiro on for the ace at this point. Oh, it's stonked through the window to steal it. But another just good test for Team Spirit. You hear that scout rattle off. You don't end up taking damage. You forfeit the bomb site, and it felt like, you know, you give a little, but then you take back more. That's really Spirit on this one. This defuse is going to give them double digits. A 10-6 lead on Dust2, and a T-side that's never really given us faith in Vitality's play just yet.
No, definitely, and great shots. Shiro's kind of been on it this whole game, too, in terms of key important shots. Now we just need a little bit more out of Vitality, and we have a match. Ali pensively listening over his team chatting, and they're putting in a lot of communication. Ideas are flowing, and things seem to be working. Praising Zaiwu early on in the first half, but has been much for a few rounds. Try to bait a push here.
As he's wiggling. But it's Zaiwu with the first one. You've got Donk down towards middle. Mezzi just patient, right? You said they tried to bait them in. Mezzi didn't bite, and then you get that Donk frag that kind of forces Tanier to make his move. He thought maybe that space would still catch them off. Absolutely not the case. You know, Vitality kind of had a more passive mindset when it came to their CT side. And you said that we didn't really get an evolution of that. Letting Spirit come to them, letting the clock force Spirit's hands. Well, same ordeal here in round 17, now with Vitality on the attack.
They're also wandering, though. And I know they're 5v3, and it should be totally fine.
Down to 25, and Bomb's starting to push through those long doors. There's going to be no contest all the way to that A site. It's one thing if Spirit can get something going in this mid-challenge, potentially stopping something over on the long cross.
Smoke's going to allow them to fight this way, but
Shiro looking as smoke comes down into the CT spawn. He's still got a gap to make this weird. Whoa, bomb just getting over and barely any time extra to get that plant. What if is going to be on Shiro's mind, but this one fizzles out for Team Spirit. You lose Donk on a mid pick. It forces Tanir's hands. And now we're going to get Vitality finally piecing something together here for their offense.
about as hard as a shot can get. Pretty crazy he even caught a foot there through the ceiling. But that one coming down to time, you know, again, it's like, I don't know if I'm putting some of these rounds too much under a microscope for Vitality, but, you know, even when they're winning, I'm sort of like, where's the fire?
Almost feels like Vitality are kind of happy to just have embers at the moment, you know? Not stoking the flames of this game just yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they are happy, though.
Well, they're certainly happy with the last round. First one on the T side, 5 rounds into play. You know, Zywoo's hot start has certainly cooled off since. Down to now 9 and 12.
Hell yeah, right.
Nothing gets Counter-Strike players going like stomping on Valorant.
All right, so it's a 3-round game.
And a double op setup here for Spirit. But early damage for Zywoo. I just kind of called him out for a lack of impact as this game's gone on, but you'll take early damage like that every day of the week. But I'm right there with you. I'd like to see that fire from Vitality soon.
You know, just don't catch me in a late round 5v5. Oh, 25. Wow, Zwei lives on 1 HP. That's a well-placed grenade, it looks like, from
Had to have been
Props in
Robs.
the tunnels.
Yep, over top onto Carr. Damn, not many people have plot armor to survive nades from Robs like that, but 1 health makes the difference.
This is something I'd like to see because Zwei was just really struggling over in this position for so long.
Yeah, let Tanir take it, especially with the form he is in right now. Minute to the clock. He's going to find it. First frag of the round. Good trade out of Flamesy. While Chopper remains smoked off, spamming that smoke's going to welcome Apex to kind of take a look at it, but they open it themselves, right? That was Flamesy chucking a frag grenade out, and Apex getting exposed to an AWP on the other side. Battle of the AWPers, missed shot from Zywoo, and Shiro's got a real chance to make a difference in round 18.
I think you saw that one. Slink into pit. Flamesy gets out.
Definitely sees him depart with the bomb at 30 seconds.
Can there be a bit of a push-pull? Robs has to find a way to make a lurk work. However, here is Chopper on top of him.
And as Chopper sits above between these two T's, he's gonna strike at the perfect moment. And Team Spirit, that is a gut punch for Vitality to have to deal with. It's a one-off round win on this T side. It's been elusive rounds to come by. It's an 11-7 lead. Sure, there is still money across the board on Vitality's squad, but man, you stepped up to that fight and Shiro gave it to you.
So good. Yeah, I mean, they, again, blew that smoke open for him, but...
Missed opportunity for Zywoo.
Yeah.
And again, this wallbang damage just keeps on coming. Here's a bit of fight for Vitality, trying to take to the corner of Long. Tanir's going through it. The Robs able to react. Oh, Chopper's nade just at the edge of that. Just enough to end it. Remember, Donk is low from the get-go. Flamesy, this is a huge duel. And he almost missed that timing.
That's great spray,
We go back over to Shiro. He's got his shot out on Long. We've got Donk swapping over to an AWP. So 2 snipers here for Spirit, and Chopper slides onto sight.
And here's a real test of their mettle. Spirit are in a tough spot. Surely Vitality can put this one together. They're scaling on Long, but it's Apex by himself right now. Don't give this kill back. Wait, why give that kill back? He's got 2 teammates back on the at Long waiting with the bomb. If that lurk came to fruition, why wouldn't you also scale with it? What's happened there?
Just kind of crawls into his death, especially with his face pushed into the ramp like that. His head comes up every day of the week. Not going to catch anybody off. I mean, Crouch walking up.
It's no secret they were just fighting for long control.
Still a chance to recover it. Sweep that death under the rug with all the space that Spirit have given you on A, but maybe it is to just make it feel like it's empty. I don't know. I don't know.
You're a nice guy.
Reality sinks in here at 25 seconds. Vitality do find footing on site.
All right, it's gonna be a too long retake. And Donk was low from the start. ZywOo might finish him off here. Let's see.
Yeah, he's been yet to get action as Donk looks towards the Xbox climb up. It's going to be Catwalk 1 with Donk and this double in from long. This is a big moment for Flamesy, but remember, he's low health as well, so he's got to just pick this perfect fight. And if he dies, then it's going to be the ramp exposed next. All this time, Chopper trying to get Shiro into this mix, but the bomb has ticked so far already at this point.
They're not really fighting him.
Nah, it feels like this is all Vitality. And if anything, Spirit are kind of getting roped into dying after time after this bomb is guaranteed to pop. Vitality just slide their way in. We get 2 deaths to the bomb.
Okay.
How about we all just forget about this round?
Yeah.
Let's all just wipe this one from our mind.
In the end, they got up there.
What was that?
All right, 2 of the last 3 here for Spirit, or for Vitality. And the game is still somewhat close. We've got last timeout used now for Spirit. They've got money to spend. It's near double jumping like Mario. He's trying to get him on the box.
Some real critical timings in that one for Vitality. Notably, the Flamesy frag. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The ZywOo fall off is in full effect. And we talk about just kind of the record in the head-to-head and how he's got Donk's number. He's got to get back into the way he started this first map of the series. Spirit damn near touching 12. That's a look for Robs into a bomb site that felt vacant. We've got 3 defenders for Spirit very much locked in.
And I like the little gamble here. They've got the op on the A site. They're thinking if they give Vitality space, they run right into a mid B hit. As it stands, they're posturing for just this. Could be Chopper's big day making this move early. But playing Hummer without mid control, we'll see if this position works out for his way. Donk is going to be so important from up in the window, but if he can't fight there because of tunnels. Again, Spirit are right about this, but do they have the right setup?
It's going to come down to the test. Will it be able to survive as Flamesy's already out around that corner in middle, and he tucks in along the wall, but Donk, thought he had a vision of it. Chopper, time to shine, and he does get another dink off on Robs at least, but nobody else.
I mean, Zway's died there twice trying to play at Hummer, peeking, also worried about mid. Obviously, if you don't have the mid setup, someone outside the door, someone playing at middle, you see what Donk has to do. He's got to watch the window, watch his own back on tunnels, figure out when to push out, and then Zway's position ends up being useless. I just don't like the use of the players, even though they had the right amount of players.
Definitely had the appropriate stack, but not quite pieced together. So Vitality, this is going to be them stringing 2 rounds together for the first time on the T side. And they'll topple Shiro as well. What a ratty decision by Robs as well to look at his feet and hide behind that dumpster. Pulling out all the tricks. Getting one back for that nade, not finishing Zway earlier, but this kill from Flamesy, dude. Boom. Clean. Couple it with a nice shot at a ZywOo. You know, we could talk about ZywOo just being 1 in 10 since that hot start, but he also found a lot of damage through the doorways on this T side, and maybe not getting credit for that on the scoreboard per se. This one sends Spirit into a tough spot. We're looking at a 1-round game unless Spirit can get insane with this AWP MP9 combo. Bare bones situation for Spirit. Just waiting for Vitality to get closer so that they can throw Tanir at this, and we've been singing Tanir's praise. And he's not working alone either. It's him and Sway on this cat corner, ready to go off this flash. This is the one play Chopper's brought to the table. It's all about the timing. And they do find the blind. They go before the fire fades. ZywOo gets his, and Mezzi's also got that other answer. But the one move they could make just worked. Does it give Shiro enough to do in this still op position over on B? Donk in between him and the others of Vitality who are going to follow suit where the 2 deaths went down.
He's just hoping that they change their mind, but they're not going to. It doesn't look like. Upcat, they walk. Bomb still lagging behind, but ultimately this should be a free plant. No sense even risking Shiro for a retake. Should be smooth sailing from here.
You know, you had 2 halves to this plan if you are Spirit. One, this push on Cat.
Shiro's getting close, and they have long control, and Donk has picked up an AK.
Now, they don't have a kit, but it's also Vitality, not in the most comfortable post plant.
They still shouldn't, you know, be able to pull this off, but we don't have good spots here for Vitality. They're a little bit crumpled up here on the site.
Oh, gonna be coming at this one really late. You could still damage, but Shiro's off actually finds a kill. Gets a headshot. This is pressure on ZywOo, but there's also pressure on the clock. Shiro gets it. This is going to be close. But no, they don't have that kit. It was never for the round win.
Oh, he's still on it. Is it possible?
Surely not.
Okay.
No, surely not.
Half a second.
Never with the kit. Never for the round win, but a ton of damage. Can't neglect that.
He held it just to scare him.
Just in case.
Just to get a little extra out of the round.
Just a little 0.5 second difference. Just to pucker.
Damn. I mean, this should have never happened. It should have never been this close. So they can at least be proud of that. And now we're really getting into the late hours of this map. Round 22. Both teams buying. Donk's negative, ZywOo's negative.
Yeah, we're in the mud when it comes to these setups. We're in the unknown entities of the rest of Vitality. But it's first blood for Spirit just as Vitality come in.
There's going to be an op diff, though. You got Shiro. Absolutely handsome scoreline there on the CT side right now.
He's been waiting for his moments to shine. Didn't have to do a lot of the work on the first half. You had that rifle core moving things forward for Team Spirit. Ever since he swapped over, it's been the Shiro show. Total contrast to ZywOo, whose fall off needs to stop now. And I mean, he hit his critical shot in the last round. Still died as the last member alive, but burned off enough of the clock in order for that round win. It's double digits either side, but we've got this player up on scaffold.
This is a better setup. This is better use of the players that they've got, plus they've got a player up.
Frees up Donk as well, still just jumping around that window. Could take a look towards mid if he chooses. Oh, Chopper's gonna catch them from the corner. Apex just walking into yet another death. And this is Vitality who have to make a difficult choice because he walked up that ramp alone with the bomb.
Yeah, that's kind of wild, actually.
Trying to get it going. Tanir's now flanking long. There's no guarantee that these guns get out of here for Vitality.
There's 15 seconds, actually. This round's basically over. They can't get back into the site. You got to go playground and save.
You better run for the hills, and you better hope that Donk doesn't come hunting.
Oops.
Vitality.
Tell me something's not wrong,
Let
Connor.
12 go. I mean, I'm right there with you. It's... I don't know what it is, but it is wrong. You can see it, you can feel it. I'd say in the server and sometimes on their faces.
Is something being called that people are not on the same? I have a hard time believing that if Apex says something, they don't want to do it. I can't believe that. So what's the deal? Why is it the other round he's scaling towards the A site by himself and then dying and nothing's there? That's like what IGLs were doing in 2020, right? Now we have him with a bomb outside of B, looking for an idea. Is that what's happening? That they don't have an idea, so he's trying to get some first-hand information before they make a game plan? Yeah. What is this death?
With bomb.
What is happening?
Unless they assumed it was the same setup where as long as Donk isn't in window, there's nobody there.
Then why aren't they going?
Right?
But either way, Chopper calls that it's going to be a B split again. This time, it's better use of the 3 players. Wow, best KD and op-on-op duels. That's going to be nice for the resume when top 20 rolls around.
You know, we've seen it times throughout this year as Vitality took over, them have to dig deep in order to pull off wins. But this playoff bracket is so stacked against them, and it starts with a team that they've yet to play in the second half of 2025. Team Spirit not wasting the opportunity at taking a swing at Vitality tonight. And this swing has been fueled by the likes of Tanir, at moments with Zway, and very much with this stability in Shiro as the game has gone on. And looking to get Mezzi out on long, escorted by a teammate. Great flashes on Tanir, enough to neutralize him. And that smoke's not occupied. ZywOo gets his out towards middle. Looking like we go to round 24. There's gonna be a squeeze on this A site, but this A site is still well defended with 2. And look at that scoreline for Shiro. Rock solid on this defense.
Okay, ZywOo's got to come up, Cat. They should be able to handle this, no problem.
This is 3v5. Shiro hits that instant headshot, tries to fall off, but won't escape. Mezzi on the close proximity. Chopper's able to drop down into the spawn, easy cross unless, and that's a ton of damage. Now we're talking about a Rops that comes out mid, trades good there for Zway, and he is off to save yet again. We go round 24.
Okay, just enough money for everyone to get their buy-in. Vitality, much better look here. Organized quite quickly. 2-layered attack on the A site. Kept numbers high, and they have been on some of these rounds getting a nice tactic to make it a 5v4 or 5v3. This one just has better follow through.
Man, how about that damage on Chopper for the cross? That would have been a way for Zway to actually take a swing at this clutch. But they follow through and they secure it. 11 to the board for Vitality, playing for OT. And if we talk about momentum shift, 4 rounds at the start of the CT side out of Team Spirit, 2 one-offs ever since. Great effectiveness on those flashbangs. Tanir was so blind in that corner.
Yeah. And he's had a couple of moments, but it's mostly like 1Ks actually. Tanir also struggling to put up multis, defending long, even though he's had a great game overall.
Yeah, his multi-frags came earlier. He still has the most for Spirit, but it was in that early game. Let Shiro take off ever since. Only to the Cat. I'm not talking about a Spirit that's going for an aggressive setup. We've seen them take swings when they were working with less. We've seen them try to set up early duels, but this is not the setup this time around. We do still get Donk on the move. We have seen him in different positions, and this time he is here where Vitality are about to move.
No big mistakes here. Next idea is everything here for Vitality. Don't let time be the final problem.
It's a bit of pressure towards CT spawn, letting them know that they're out through those doors.
Both teams have struggled with a little bit of space, with a little bit of time. Maybe this is the right idea.
Just 2 players sitting out on the other side of those mid doors.
The A lean this time, and the A play coming.
Yeah, you leave Rops in the corner, you add Apex back to the pack.
Donk's in the winning spot. Palm tree flash won't be seen. They're coming for this. No one's coming from long.
Nothing at all, no challenge for Shiro.
And
we're going to player on ramp, and then we've got one locked in. Flash comes out here for Donk, and he's going to activate blindside 2. Donk to the USP. Apex needs a massive recovery of a round. Rops is still yet to get active. And Team Spirit aren't going to give him what he wants because Apex has to do this on his own now. Rops too late to the party. Team Spirit let them come to this A site, and it is donk to slay. Slaughter. And round 13 secured. Team Spirit take the first map in this series.
Oh man, that's actually an unbelievable. It's a 6-map streak on Dust2 for Vitality, ended now by Spirit.
Man, that's what you need, right? Down to the wire, and the fact that we get these multi-kill moments coming from Tenier and Zwei in the first half, giving a little runway to a donk who started slow, but a donk that finishes strong. And if you know donk, he's taking that momentum and he's gonna make a run for it in the next one. We've seen some real difficult moments on Nuke with Vitality so far this week. I mean, I can't help but think about that total blowout when it came to playing versus Tyloo. This is the very same map that Apex and Co lost 13-4 to Tyloo just earlier this event. So sure, maybe they have the edge, and maybe Spirit have their weaknesses, but this head-to-head's been a long time coming, and it feels like Spirit are stepping up to the plate tonight.
It does feel like there's something changing in the air. We wondered if Vitality break into playoffs, are we gonna see them get back to normal, but we saw that's not the case. Dust2 was a first bad sign. Real good chance that Spirit could 2-0 this matchup. But also, we saw that even with Vitality, it feels like firing at 60%. They brought that to round 24.
Sure thing, yeah, game was still on. You know, there's a question whether ZywOo will start strong and fall off. There's a question all across the board. But it starts 3 versus 3 here in the pistol. Good on Rops.
Huge.
To get that second kill. Reopens this movement through the vent. They get a kill downstairs and then charge up into this A site. And look, you've already out-rotated Team Spirit. Feels like it might take a mistake here.
Tenier's going to be coming in real slow to this, so... Well, Shiro, that's a huge find. And I mean, the last couple of spots are going to be quite obvious.
Whoa.
Rops dies. And this leaves Apex back at the site all alone. No teammates to look for.
Pressure on Apex in this one. Waits for the beat out from heaven. Gets the hut kill, but won't get the round. Whoa. That is Shiro already finding himself some solid impact early on in this game. And I mean, we saw that turnaround in the stat line once he hit CT side on Dust2. If he's gonna start off that hot now, then all you've got to do is make Vitality kind of desperate to get through with anything on this T side.
Such an insane player to have around late, a late round, I should say. We see that strength. Wow, great 180 frag there from donk. I feel like Shiro and Tenier in a late round, man, that's just big damage, right? Because like you think about Shiro and donk, but they're never together alive in the late rounds. I think in terms of A-star rifler with Tenier's potential at all portions of the round, he's so well-rounded. I feel like Shiro has a friend in the beginning of the round in donk and a friend at the end of the round in Tenier now.
100%. You know, and I mean, we're coming off of Tenier's best performance in playoffs in a Spirit jersey with that last map. Never a better time than versus a Vitality that's shown weakness this week. Flamesy taken out of the equation as they do find footing in ramp. But Tenier's happy to just let them come his way. Shaves ZywOo off of the round, and we do get this move down towards the B site, but a bit disjointed as they lose their forces. That is an easy cleanup for Team Spirit, and all they've got to do is tap back into the way they finished the first map.
And what I love about, I just got so many good things to say about him, and I think one more thing is that you can find the guy who can fall back to all the correct angles, but sometimes that isn't what you need. You need someone who can be semi-aggressive. Like, look at this line, right? He knows how to stay just close enough to the action where it's a risk, but it's not a massive one, and he can get a little bit more action than just getting to the most passive position in lower sight and waiting for the round to come to him, but his teammates could die in hell, and the round could get complicated. That little bit extra, I think, is something nice that he brings.
Get him up. Cheesy. Will it net them anything, though? That's the big question. tries to fall down into main, and a whole lot of effort, and unfortunately, no outcome.
We'll have to look at it, but the subpar Dust2 ratings and donk just being a little bit less, it's because Tanir's eating up a little bit more space too. But that actually might be healthy, right? That might be healthy if this is going to be a different team. It's a zero-sum game. There's only 5 players on the other team to kill. If it's not going to be donk getting 3 every round, if other players are going to be playing well, if you have Shiro and Tanir, there's only so much space left. And then what really matters is just, what's the round score? Like, is Spirit winning? Because if that's the case and donk is 14 and 14 on Dust2, that's fine. Yeah, Tyloo have a sick performance versus Vitality here. Was that the Tyloo game?
The 13-4?
Yeah. Crushing defeat handed out to Vitality on this map.
Yeah, a map where Apex just told his teammates in the middle of it, guys, we are trolling. And he kind of lost his train of thought at times in the listen-ins. Listen-ins never tell us the entire story, but it's always a scary tidbit.
Yeah, we just keep getting more small signs.
Something's off. With a map in Spirit's back pocket, they're not going to be too worried. Apex is a one and done. There you go.
I can't believe he went up for that. He knows he got spotted. He's using a damn M4A4. Everyone can hear him, and he's still peeked out for a second frag.
Now Zwei just trying to peel out of Hut before this re-aggression out of Vitality comes his way. They're going to put 2 sets of eyes towards Squeaky. He decides to go back. They're already inching their way outwards. The vent tuck is going to give him cover, but it gets away from Chopper's FAMAS. It is Shiro to find Zywoo and to put Rox in a 22 health 1v2. I don't think so.
It was crazy how Zwei missed every single small timing. They were about to peek him. He turned around. It ended in tragedy, but he was actually the 3rd guy there on the upper side. They were happy for him to come. One opposite vent, one heaven. Zwei as just a bit of a distraction, honestly. As soon as he died, FAMAS bullets go through the guy who kills him into his teammate.
And he just kind of elicited that conversation about Tanir and Shiro. donk having a guy on both sides of the rounds. Well, it's not even donk who needs to step up just yet, because 8-1 Shiro off to the races on another fantastic CT start. Tanir showing how brave he can be in some of these moments with that secondary peek out through Secret. I mean, throw the numbers out the window when it comes to Nuke. Now I say critical of Zwei and Chopper inside of that A site, but so far it's been the perimeters in, again, Shiro and Tanir that have provided. And maybe Vitality will be able to fixate in on the weaker links, but until you get to the weak link, there are elements of Team Spirit that are playing lights out so far. Here comes that volley of util through the squeaky door, and Chopper eyes down on it. Kind of loses vision of the Tech9 pushing round.
Not seeing
Could
anything.
get weird. That's 2 kills out, but now Chopper's still up here on Hut with support out from heaven. And as he goes back in for another one, the Tech9 starts to thrive. Tanir and Shiro, stars of the show, and they just fuel one another side by side.
I'm saying 7-0 here for Tanir. That one looked like it could have got messy, but again, they're just coming into a site where there's just so many guys. It's flat so far here for Vitality. It's tough when you're at the top and there's so much attention, so many expectations. And a major coming up so soon.
Nowhere to hide. Donk's mantra when it comes to dealing with these sorts of smokes outside. Throws the incendiary, goes for the pressure, but no crossover just yet.
You just don't want to see this get too disconnected. We've seen these Apex lurks happen, but if he dies with nothing and they're not anywhere close to being able to use this, you have to wonder why.
Add that one to the pile.
It's not weird to do that move. It could have worked if he got to hell and got into a lurk, but you're not really seeing anybody in a position to branch off from that move or react if he dies in this situation. Now, it's just a 4v5 with no outside control, no info anywhere else.
That'll help.
Okay.
Toppling donk again, but Shiro happy to just hold on to the angle. Up close, it's a Mezzi trade, and it's great flashes to deal with Sway inside of the site. This was the one that we put under the microscope. This is where the Deaths tried to highlight a weakness inside A. Well, with the right pieces of utility, they get in, but can they finish it off? Chopper, he's got ZywOo pressurized, but a quick reaction out of ZywOo.
All right,
and we need reactions out of ZywOo because his start back on Dust2 made it feel like he could run away with that game. And he left a lot to be desired as that map went on.
You know, this could have been an upper hit with a lurk into mini, and the split coming in ends up being a 4v5 full upper hit, no lurks at all. ZywOo is the difference. These 3 frags as they're trading. Very mobile on the op, perfect in the post plant, good reaction on Chopper. That part's good. Very hard to get the T-side impact. He found it. T-side op impact.
Trying to find success while donk remains muzzled. Different pieces of Spirit, sure, hitting hard, but for now, he hasn't had that big pop-off, and it's gonna be Apex looking for a kill as teammates move beyond him. And it's not always often that you see like this lack of pressure out of donk with the outer play. You know, 1 round prior, he's going for the frag on it. He's trying to spam through.
It's a big find.
Yikes, no way. Robs is just on top of Chopper. And now suddenly you know this lower sight's compromised. Tanir's gotta go big, tucked into the dark corner. Tries to get a little more, but all the while, Shiro has indeed picked up 2 kills elsewhere. He is off to a 13-2 start, 6 rounds in, and there is Sway with his in through the vents.
Okay.
Flamesy had 0 frags at the start of this round, and he's gonna need 3 more to close out on this one. Bomb nears the halfway point. Sway, an easy 2nd frag, and the other 2 start to get that retake going. He's gonna puff up some smoke with that frag. Bomb planted deep into the site. Flamesy knows he's got to cut them off. That's the 3rd. And this is donk sticking it all the way. Oh! Fire at his fingertips. A 2nd round vitality. That is all Flamesy.
That's fantastic Galil work, not something you say every day. You know, that one's pure action. Not much time to think. It's very hard to trick people in that spot. He knows he's just gonna have a series of tough duels, and he doesn't have a great gun to do it with. He doesn't have the bomb planted exactly for him, but he reacts perfectly, hits the dome 3 times in a row. That's a big moment for him as an individual, maybe for Vitality as a whole.
Surely.
ZywOo got them out of the last one. Flamesy gets him out of this one.
Frazzling donk off the defuse, getting that final duel.
This one gets expensive. Tanir on the auto shotty.
Whoa.
Damn, that's a wall.
Still plenty more runway in this first half.
Please just take a random shot through this, please. Just...
You know, Tanir's got that swag about him.
That would be so irresponsible though, right?
Whoa, almost. You know, they got away with free crosses last round. There was no pressure really offered up other than Shiro leaning back with op.
And we see the wall smokes. Obviously, they're going to call in some support here on the ramp, but with no lower player, it's actually going to be Shiro, who has to be kind of close to both situations. Now, Apex is crossed. They're really not going to deal with them. I think they just know that someone's probably down here.
Yeah, send it back in.
He's going to see this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just for free.
Perfect. Forces Mezzi to go for the trade. Now ZywOo does return one over towards ramp at least.
This next kill's everything. I mean, guns aren't perfect here. Chopper's only got this pistol. They don't clear properly.
Bomb falls at his feet. ZywOo on another recovery.
Is it too late, though?
And who joins who? Does he head downstairs or does Apex try to run up? But now you've got that op confirmed downstairs. Apex trying to puff his chest to get more attention on him. And Shiro's gonna find that kill. It is all ZywOo if Vitality are to win this.
Very nice.
3 kills into the round. ZywOo has answered as his teammates have fallen around him. And right now we're looking at a team spirit still separate. ZywOo pushes in, gets slaughtered by donk, and with lesser weapons, it is Team Spirit 6.
Quite literally had to be the ace to put that together for ZywOo. It would have had to be another huge individual effort from someone on Vitality to just get around, and instead, Spirit picked this up. Unfortunately, this one was just kind of obvious, right? This is a spot where they have the wall smokes outside. They quietly cross with one player. Ramp is the most likely next target if they're going to split. You have Spirit suspicious of it. They want to get ahead of it. They don't want to sit back. So they push that auto shotgun forward. They have an op behind it. It's just the perfect reaction. They don't go lower too quickly. Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater.
Real ones, no. Donk pressured, but happy to fight it out. Ooh, he even gets away with that. Slick on the exit. It's a fast move from Apex again. Makes it over without going noticed. Pops ahead of the utility. Doesn't make his move. We get 1 player lower, we get 2 trying to cross in the open yard.
Are so ridiculous. Like, he just gets spotted, he goes wide instantly. Doesn't have a second thought. No blinking on this guy.
Apex about to queue up a fight down lower. Not quite sure which way to look. Apex coming at it. Drops the ball with that SMG, and now we've got Donk still up in the rafters. Missed shot at a Shiro. Donk with nothing.
Nobody's in.
Well, this makes things interesting suddenly, especially with Rob still upstairs. Sway's been locked into this vent the entire time. Everybody else has tried to get into action, but he's been quite stoic. Him and Rob's playing a patient game.
I mean, Robs just has to catch vent rotators. As long as they have a material advantage, no really incentive for him to speed up.
This is Spirit letting this one go, so Vitality find that solution downstairs. It's ultimately going to turn into a one-off round win for Spirit. 3 of the last 4 going Vitality's way.
It's like they've actually just swapped stars. Like, Donk doesn't even just look so human. He's just outright losing before getting 2 kills. He's not getting 2 kills instantly.
I thought Donk highlights were the guarantee. And I wouldn't call it an emergency just yet. But Vitality are starting to fight back into this first half. And that MP9 just starts streaming bullets over top of Apex's head. Three of the last 4. Critical chance for Vitality to get back into this game. I'm sure they haven't forgotten about that Tyloo blowout. They know that their game on this map can just seemingly disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, Dust2 ended in tragedy. They don't want that to happen here. They're the kind of team where the map pool almost doesn't matter, but lately with the form not right. It does.
Damn, this is an electric pace being set by ZywOo, already downstairs. Nobody seems to have noticed, and that's even with Spirit cracking open the smokes.
Yeah, he went skiing. Now, the last time Apex crossed, it was after they blew the smoke open. He got down again, and they didn't respond to it because they might have been suspicious, but they didn't know for sure if he had done it. Here's another one of those moments. They weren't close enough to listen. And we got no help player, no help player, no one outside. Tanir's not gonna have help besides vent. If they lose vent control, this round is screwed. And
They covered it.
yeah, they're not worried about this.
I was just gonna find a bunch of empty space over here.
Just doomsday incoming.
Hello.
And you can just get them to come through vent, or ramp, excuse me. All right, this is a little bit weird for Spirit. I mean, not even just because they left the gap outside, but because they didn't have anybody helping him.
Everybody able to flood down, no further resistance. Spirit trying to throw something at it, but that Molotov just enough to keep this bomb plant safe. That was Apex in front of open doors.
Okay, fair enough, Vitality. They get this gap. They did get Apex downstairs last time, no friction. This time, they do it again with ZywOo, even faster, no friction. A strong move behind it. Tanir stood no chance. And I mean, it's not his job to get the information outside, right?
Sure.
He can't say, I need help because we've lost outside or they've done cross smokes. That's on his teammates who are watching.
And teammates that were watching again with a nade popping open smoke pretty quickly.
And if they're dropping out of heaven into the A site, they're sacrificing very easy rotations to go ramp and to watch the outside cross. They didn't even have the ability to know if there was going to be a hell wrap. There could have been a hell wrap on them, and they couldn't have done anything about it. So kind of a strange setup, if you ask me, but love that Vitality are like pulling off some cerebral moves, pragmatic based on what we just saw. They've won 4 out of the 5 last rounds.
Just throwing something different with the fastest possible ZywOo cross timing.
Yeah. I mean, if it's given to you for free, this kind of map control, you don't turn it down.
Yeah, he just missed it with that nade, almost exposing him.
And I guess that's why, but they've relied on knowing with that nade.
Ooh. However, out of the gate on this one, Apex walks into the scope of Shiro, and so you're not going to be able to jumble up behind that wall of smokes 5 versus 5. It's man disadvantage for Vitality in round 11 out of the gates.
This is a whole different, look at this, Tanir's pushed up. They are going very aggro, prophylaxis on the outside cross, early kill coming in. They want to make sure this time, and they will.
Yep, keeping that pressure up. You know, again, Donk will just throw those bullets through it, finds contact on ZywOo, gets the better of him, and extends man advantage to 2. But it's going to have to be full recovery round 11 for Vitality. Smoke fading out. Replaced by another. And Rops remains ahead of this.
Ooh, he could make a play.
Yeah, did they see it?
Can he get that far out, or does he feel like he can?
They see though. Rops ends up with a headshot. Chopper now pinned in. Nade's gonna blow him open. This is a huge recovery.
The whole A site has been overtaken.
In a 3 versus 5, they take a step into that A site and they dismantle it all off of Robs being ahead of the smoke. And then it goes one further. They don't lose an additional player off of their decision to hit that upper site.
That's a massive play out of Rops with that squeaky lurk. It was their last lead.
Robs felt so comfortable sitting ahead of that smoke. Calls in for the utility support. I thought maybe he had gotten spotted, but he had just missed that first jiggle out from Chopper. And then that timing catches the Heaven player off guard, allows for the frag to just land on Chopper as he reacts, taking a ton of damage in turn. And Tanir gets cleared out as Robs will finish this one off. It is a hard-fought 5th round win for Vitality by way of 3v5.
Yeah, love it. Huge recovery into this game.
All while Mezzi also moves out through this hut, gets the blind smoke spam. Knows there's a player in the back of the A site, figures it out.
Just one short shoulder peek and that's it. A 3v5 can be won. Big move here for ZywOo.
Catch Donk in the opening move of the round.
That'll help with the outside control. They're turning this into an alert, going fast on this tempo for Apex.
Honestly, you kill Donk in that main play, you know there's probably additional space to play outer, so good on Apex to not waste the moment, wrap in through main. And now we're looking at a couple of moments where it's ZywOo used as the jackknife, whether that's that fastest secret cross down into B, slaughter of Tanir over on the ramp, and just that easy fourth added to the board. This round again, trying to post his op up for some kind of opening move. If anything, it's just that second half of Dust2 where ZywOo just kind of went absent, but hard fought to get back into the game for this T side, and ultimately a strong showing for Vitality here on their map pick. Yes, there were questions whether or not they'd be able to recover after that total blowout versus Tyloo, but they sink their teeth deep into this upper site, and they walk away with 6 of the last 7 rounds. Huge recovery here for 2025's #1.
Welcome, folks, to the ROG Laboratory. I am joined today by the mastermind himself, Launders, and we're going to be picking his brain while we compare the ROG Strix versus the ROG Swift.
Which one's better?
That's what we're going to find out.
Science.
All right, Launders, what are your thoughts?
It's buttery smooth so far. I have an Asus monitor at home, so I like this monitor because it feels like what I'm using, except clearly it's a bit better. We got these nice edges instead of it being just perfectly rectangularly all the way around.
All right, Mohan, when it comes to color calibrations,
Yeah.
where do you think we should take this test?
The darkest map. Let's go to Nighttime Ancient. With the shadows on this map, it's really important at distance, especially when targets get smaller. These things really factor into your reaction time, actually. People don't think about that, but if the colors aren't good, if it's super washed out, then essentially you're not gonna be able to react in time. This panel does a good job of separating that. So yeah, contrast is always important in a game like Counter-Strike.
Talk to me about this 600 hertz that you're currently experiencing.
They say that your eyes can't move that fast. Well, I'll tell you right now, mine are. I can really appreciate this 600 hertz monitor, especially for Counter-Strike on the Source engine, where frame rate is king. You can see how much better it is.
Now you're sitting here, and in front of you is the beast itself,
Yeah.
the ROG Swift. Tell me your first impressions looking at this bad boy.
OLED is the big difference. It looks like the glossiness looks so much nicer. I mean,
The water effects.
it's just nicer on the eyes, man.
I mean, personally, as somebody who just fell in love with 1440p gaming, I think that's what goes beyond even Counter-Strike, right? We're Counter-Strike lovers at heart, but if you are a gamer at heart, if you're playing anything single player, I think like even just browsing the internet, watching videos and stuff, that's where 2K resolution makes its money.
Back in the day, you couldn't have OLED with this high of a refresh rate. Now that we've unlocked this, like, I'm not really sure how much better it can get.
From top to bottom, I think that it's easy to say that the Swift is just kind of in a league of its own. All right, Launders, you've had your chance on the Strix and the Swift. I have to ask, which of the two?
I am gonna go all chips in on OLED. I think it's the single best upgrade that you can put on a monitor. As soon as I made that upgrade, I knew that was the one. I think I'm gonna stick with my choice of the Swift, and I'm not looking back.
It's a respectable choice. I mean, like you said, first impressions, it knocks your socks off. But I'm sticking with the Strix. It's that 600 hertz. Every competitive edge I can get, I'm gonna take.
I'm willing to accept your choice.
Well, we'll see you next time here at the ROG Labs.
Yet another rock-solid defense out of Shiro's CT side, and yet it doesn't come up enough. 5-0 start there for Spirit's squad. ZywOo ultimately breaking through as that game goes on. And so now they'll swap over. This is the map pick of Vitality, and I have to ask Hong Kong and Vitality fans, is this going to a third map? Yeah, a little belief in the building. You can feel it building itself up, piece by piece, round by round, as Vitality find their groove. We get this fast play in the upper site, so it is Spirit to try to take it down quick. And as donk comes through with a double kill, there are still remnants of Vitality around, sitting over towards the edge of the smoke.
Wait,
Rops,
he's gonna get down the vent.
the hell?
A whole different round. But Rops is right behind him.
again, always on the hunt behind his opponents. And yet Donk punches in the digits. Now Donk is gonna get pinched from both ends here. His teammate's not yet nearby. Chopper is still upstairs.
Wait.
Only now coming down these vents. Sure, they don't have a kit, and they've got to get back on it. That gives Chopper this slight chance to come through. Door closed in front of him. He's gonna open it again. Oh my God, he gets him off it. And as he gets him off it, that bomb's past the halfway point. Now Robs has to stick this. Oh, he's gotta go back in. He's gotta get him off. Just sticking, he executes it! Chopper, no way!
There's no kit?
No kit this entire time! Opens the door and shuts down their hopes!
The crouch peek headshot to the guy crouched, looking down, turned around.
How many of those instances do you miss the player crouch and defusing, looking the other way?
And he knows
doesn't miss a bullet!
He had to throw that one around the door.
Split second chanced.
He knows that on the other side, someone's spamming E, closing that on him. And he hits the timing.
They're gonna try to charge it, back down the vents they'll go.
Oh, and they've got the vent cross. The quick outside plays about to take place. Tanir's on duty, just watching for a lobby push, but rotating downstairs is not gonna be easy here for the CTs. Oh, wait, never mind, unless Sway dies.
Yeah, Flamesy just drops on him, and Sway is having a tough go of it on this map. There's no denying that. 2 and 9, bottom of the board for Spirit. And Apex trying to set them up to come in. They've still got a player back in that dark corner of the B site. Apex kind of putting himself in a position to do something. And he doesn't know whether Spirit have all gone, but they've really just fallen quiet nearby.
I kind of want Vitality to overthink this and maybe go for a stack backwards. They've actually kind of got the play they're looking for, but Spirit are also responding by leaving.
So 35 seconds, they decide to fully give it up. Apex never got that chance at something else downstairs.
No, they're worried about everything.
Yeah, just gonna have to try to charge through this, and Mezzi perched up above.
They're gonna clear this?
And does he shoot immediately? They clear out Robs from the back of the site. Mezzi finds out a second! That's huge! All three from the rafters.
Yeah!
Gets denied, and we're going back-to-back clips. Back-to-back overperformance. First it's Chopper, now Mezzi.
No way, with a FAMAS. In that spot, oh, that's a frustrating moment from Spirit because they waited long enough that Vitality second-guessed their spot and lower. They could have continued with this, turned Tamir into that lobby lurk just to catch event rotation or something. And instead, went emergency mode, dropped 2 smokes outside, running upstairs. They were very uncomfortable.
Dude, those smokes were so indicative of the panic that was sinking into Spirit. And after kind of playing in the dark like that, to let a position like Rafters go unnoticed, and I mean, Mezzi even loses his anchor in the back of sight. That's a 2 versus 4, but one man does all the lifting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that is gonna be Mezzi yet again. Throughout this week, you know, he's kind of been at times their hero. Coming into this quarterfinal, highest rated player for Vitality. Huge individual moment. And you see the pop-off from Zywoo. That is fire for him. Stoke the flames of belief in Vitality's camp. You've got yourself an edge over these Tech 9s in the 15th round of Nuke.
Robs is the guy you look to. How to play ramp, what angles to use, how to lock it down. You know, he delivers here.
Whoa, gets big this time
down
though.
6 HP instantly. They're coming for him.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Usually he does, but as they chase him, Flamesy in the middle of the pack, and then Robs gets cleared out.
Damn, I love they just ran through that. Donk.
Sticking around, knife out.
Caught out.
That's an error from Donk's behalf. Opens up Apex to pressure the other side. Mezzi gets wind of both positions. Now they don't know where that third member's gotten off to, but in this moment, Sway decides to take things into his own hands. Not to mention M4 in hand makes it a bit easier. Apex still taking a look at this, but we are talking about a Vitality that are functioning without a kit. Another tough retake. And another chance where he's missing his shots, and ZywOo goes down with just the one. This is not gonna be a round for Vitality. They fall victims to the Tech-9 B rush.
Yeah, I mean, specifically from Zwei. His third, fourth, and fifth kill in that round.
We're going big moments 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
From the bottom of the board, these are the 3 bottom performers in this server between Chopper, Zwei, and Mezzi. And yet they deliver. Keeping this game 1 round difference, it's Spirit right back to the lead.
I feel like Zwei, he lives for moments like that where he can just do whatever he wants, really show off his aim and play active. But that's got to be frustrating knowing that your Vitality, you had that one rotation coming in for Rops, but Rops instant dinked and had to drop down without a kill versus an anti-eco. Right move for Spirit, though. He was solo for just a second.
It's enough to still pull one out of the hat if you're Vitality. You've got ZywOo's off in the right spot. He's got his first blood. Suddenly ZywOo in with his second.
Nice.
And so this ramp stack between him and Robs pays off already. Spirit thinking they could take another look at it when you consider how easily the Tech-9s chewed through the defense, but this is not the same setup. And so we go 4 rounds now, back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Although maybe I speak too soon. 2 versus 4 already sprinkled into the start of the second half.
Yeah, we have seen one already.
But I just don't see a way for Chopper to get into this ramp room, not with ZywOo sitting on the op and not letting him get close to the smoke.
Vitality actually worried about a lot of things. They
He did
have their
grab
2
bomb,
good
man.
guns inside a ramp, but up here, there's 2 pistols.
Chopper did grab bomb, and now Donk's gonna take a look at this upper hit. But he gets spotted, right? That's an early warning sign at least.
Don't even want to try it.
Off to the roots tops for the save.
Hong Kong, do you guys like saving?
Well, you got 5 more seconds of it. That score ties up. Counter-terrorists win. That's very polite of you guys.
Love that.
Gotta say, this crowd looks fantastic for a Friday. And it's only gonna get bigger in here. That's Vitality's hope as well, right? Kind of riding the momentum as this weekend grows on for them. Winner of this game goes on to fight Falcons in a semifinals.
Yeah.
This side of the bracket is so stacked.
It's the type of the game that could be a final and could deliver in the same way if Vitality take this map. They're putting themselves in a good spot. First 4 rounds, though, back and forth in the second half. Tough defense here for ZywOo. Nice shot.
Yeah, that second one is money.
That one was all memory.
Again, saved guns for Spirit. We'll see if it's enough. Every round so far has kept everybody on their toes. Rifles or pistols regardless, but all right, they're taking another early look at this ramp, trying to go at it again. Remember, the double up between ZywOo and Robs just turned them away, but this time ZywOo falls down fast.
It's a little awkward with 2 players dropping down. Even though they get this damage, they kind of shown their cards on this setup. And Apex, he's actually in jeopardy in this spot. He's going to try to get away from this, but he dies.
He is their weak link.
That was quite a peak.
Flamesy's going to catch Shiro at the very least. Chopper doubles back. We've got a chance at the split, and I mean, Heaven is just gonna be this threat looming in the back of Mezzi's mind, so no surprise to see Vitality getting active, making a move, regaining control of a situation.
Nice kill from Flamesy. Looked like Zwei had no chance.
If you don't know what's gonna attack you from above, make sure you push beyond. Vitality do exactly that. Donk lets him know where he is.
Donk's also in a pretty good spot. He's actually drawing attention. This,
Still worried about Heaven, and this has been a good move for Spirit to go back towards Hut. You're gonna find Mezzi exposed to the peak. And now can they stop the cross if it were to come? Spirit think they can go back a second time towards that ramp. And because ZywOo doesn't go for the hard clear, there is a road here for Chopper to get going.
Man, they're actually splitting up quite heavily in a cerebral way. Like, they're trying to give themselves a chance to win this round. Now, I like ZywOo's spot for a late round position. He can cover the vent, he can cover heaven if it has to come to it.
I mean, to be honest, with finding Mezzy trying to hide from heaven, I think that's why Chopper realizes this is all clear for him to take.
But if they go and get this...
Yeah, Chopper knows that this is fine to go. This avenue given to him because of Mezzy's position, but he tries to take a fight. He needed to drop down with the bomb into the back of the site. That was his only option. He sticks around, dies out. He finds the open path, but it's still 2 players alive in ZywOo and Rops. A lead established for Vitality.
No hero antics. Definitely giving it a go, trying to think their way to a win in this late round situation. But ultimately, I think ZywOo just puts himself in the most high yield spot possible. Most options, don't really have to think about what your opponent's gonna do. You got it covered. He's always watching.
This is a gift for Vitality. Finally, this back and forth affair stops to the favor of the CTs. Finally, you've got Team Spirit working with less. It's been a hard-fought advantage, but they'll secure it. It's hard to believe this was once a 5-0 game for Team Spirit. Just hoping somebody oversteps, but it doesn't look like Vitality are going to give them that thread to pull on. You want to fight outside, you got to cross this corner. And that's where ZywOo is going to just lean back as far as possible.
They just want kills here. Players getting spotted.
Yeah, Flashbang found 4 of them. So Apex had a great chance at a peek. Don't be the guy that gives over the gun. Let it be Flamesy instead, seemingly. No entry allowed through main, but there is a player standing on the ladder right now. Tanir has grabbed Flamesy's gun. Trying to give him a flashback to get into his sight. Gets the duel versus Mezzy, who's now stuck along the vent. That's another kill coming through with pistols.
No, the plant's gonna come down. That nade should do it, right?
Oh, there we go. Stops it in its tracks.
That's nice. They had 2 of those. Whoa, chill.
Make sure you don't die after time. Donk gets away with an M4, so keeping Vitality on their toes considering how little there was.
They could have thrown the round away, but they got the kills they were looking for. They are trying to whittle down the economy a little bit. Vitality are gaining some steam, stacking that paper, are quite rich. That's right, they need you now more than ever. Seen a lot of these rounds rest on the finest margins, and that's only going to tell us that, like, you know, we're 1 away from a team having to save. Win streaks maybe not as strong as they look, but I think Vitality is still doing quite good with the money. I'd like to see ZywOo top of the board here. Oh, that's absolutely insane wallbang.
Good thing that nade made it easy. Just enough to keep Vitality on their toes. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Uncomfortably close, considering the walks on the field. Easy pickup for ZywOo.
Sway's just been...
yeah, he's not a fan of Nuke, I think.
He's just a non-factor, really.
Tanir's going to find a ramp kill, so we've got something moving here for Spirit, and there is a certain unknowingness for Vitality. Nobody over there to plug that gap. Nobody downstairs either. Vitality still playing outside where they got that first kill off ZywOo. Donk catching Apex. This could be huge. That's man advantage over. They're hoping this lobby control works. And Flazy doesn't get his kill.
That's such a big miss. Got Chopper running wild now through the ramp. Where's he gonna go?
I mean, down to B, where you've already got Tanir established for certain. Donk gonna follow suit. ZywOo goes back into the lobby. Chopper's actually hesitating over on ramp.
Wait, he's missing this.
We've got these CTs currently split up. It is one per bomb site. And the same could be said about Spirit players, while Chopper is that piece in transition. Now Donk ends up hunting down ZywOo. That's huge. Bomb's surely gonna go upstairs at this point, and it's all made easier by Tanir finding another multi-frag in the series.
I mean, what they're missing was Zway. Zway just has a lot of problems just trying to be passive and get kills. Like when he was going crazy on that eco round and peak and everything, that's when he could shine. But that's just not the guy he needs to be on this team. And like, luckily they had Tanir to find an opening with his aggressive maneuver towards ramp, but it's just much more calculated. It feels like Zway wants to emulate what Tanir can do, but he just...
It's not that guy.
No, he's not that guy, and they have too much of that already, right? They already have Donk. They don't need more ultra-aggressive rifling, so I think sitting back might be the better solution. This becomes a one-round game. They found a way to create a weird situation.
Gonna try to get an aggressive move out on Secret. I mean, with the wall of smokes up, with the patience from Spirit, ooh, you could have taken a look. Met by Util. Had a second volley. Yeah, cross slowly, sprint the rest. That's two.
Oh, there it is.
The third. I mean, a little gap in the smoke for Shiro.
Two spotted in this push. That's info on 3 players to the CT side, but they can fall back safely.
ZywOo's gonna remain outside on the angle.
God, every decision from here on out is critical for Vitality. They're in such a good spot to grab 11.
You gotta know there's somebody down here, so you just remain adamant, Vitality, that you should just post up on the duels, and Rock's very quick headshot on Donk. Effectively neutralizes him, makes sure there's nothing to be had here for Team Spirit, and kill by kill, piece by piece across this map, you've got Vitality coming out on top. But here's the answer. Is it too little too late? 2 versus 5. There's ZywOo just clipping the side of Chopper. That's the bomb down. That is Tanir's hopes gone up in smoke. He'll lead for the save. Vitality to take 11.
Yeah, it's becoming a massive match here for ZywOo. 23 and 13. Right plate. Oh! Taken out at the knees.
Yeah, a round of applause.
Don't commit suicide.
Gravity. I mean, Gravity. Great showcase of some clean. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's having a laugh about it, though. He's having fun.
So it just remains one-off rounds for Spirit. Would have loved to have a second gun alongside this AK from Donk, but Tanir goes down with nothing. Oh, and Donk doesn't even hit the ground. Apex plucks him from the sky. A little bit of hut pressure in the way of the MAC-10. You can start to feel Spirit getting squeezed. Trying to make things happen here, but Vitality can see the finish line here on Nuke.
Man.
They can see this series going to a third.
Absolutely. ZywOo is the man right now. I mean, his positioning has just been masterful on CT so far. Up everywhere it needs to be. Two on 5 starts out with 1 kill to Shiro. I mean, Chopper's in a mildly interesting position. They've got some utility, but looks like it's gonna have to be on Shiro to make a move.
All right, give the smoke over to Chopper, try to make his exit. Maybe, yes, this is perfect.
Wait, that didn't kill him?
He missed the right click, he wasn't close enough yet.
Shiro's coming.
Oh man, we are getting into some weird situations. Tanir falling to his death, Chopper right-clicking too soon. Apex hears it, gets the hell out of there.
He's got no ammo. He's going to have to reload soon,
He knows,
actually.
dude. So chucking incendiary over towards Squeaky. He realizes now that smoke was offered over. Apex almost stepped right into that bear trap.
Oh, he has no
And his
ammo.
gun is empty. They don't have time for the bomb plants. Oh, it's a round of Counter-Strike. That's for damn sure. Bomb over here safely tucked into the spawn. That is 12 for Vitality, folks.
These aren't the teams that I remember.
There's a reason they're both in the quarterfinals, after all. Hasn't been the cleanest week of Counter-Strike for either of these squads.
Donk's just been so human, too, this series.
Yeah, it just clicks too soon.
He stabbed him, though.
No, he didn't. He right-clicked and missed.
The second one got him.
Oh, the second, maybe. Apex has never scrambled up that vent faster. Missed knife, missed chance. Still would have been an incredible fumble from Vitality, but here we are on map point for Vitality. This CT side that has taken off this ZywOo performance that kind of has you forgetting about the Dust2 fall off that we saw. This is with the repeat performance from Shiro at the top of the charts on Team Spirit's side. But what is your way in? We're already at a minute. This wall of smoke soon to fade. And while you get contact top main, that pistol, is it gonna be enough? I mean, Apex unable to get these frags versus a MAC-10 and a Tech-9. So suddenly main is compromised. Flamesy's got players breathing down his neck, and there's a ton of pressure coming in on Messi. He lines up the bodies, though.
So solid.
Locks this down. Another multi-frag moment, but here's Donk's rebuttal. Okay, over towards outer, damage onto the op. And now ZywOo slides away.
No fast moves.
Donk gets into the back of the site. This is a 1v5.
He can sense the fear. Rotation around for ZywOo. He's calculating, moving slowly, but with conviction.
Oh man, they still say separate. This would be huge.
Is Donk gonna look for the pickoff into heaven from Hut, or is he gonna stay in Squeaky? The decision he has to make.
Donk comes back. ZywOo, remember, full health over onto the AK. They're feeding Apex to him. And now this huge health advantage. Time's ticking. Donk's out. Clashes and kills them off. Call him the Kalashnikov. Always reliable Russian rifling. All on his own, and Nuke keeps going. Pure talent embodied by Donk.
Just watch and enjoy. Sometimes you just have to sit back and observe. The guy who was just there
Brother, this
for the
game's
last
on.
few rounds. Now,
This is not some tomfoolery in the middle of the map. This is game on. This is economy bottomed out. This is one rifle ZywOo.
it's game on because the game was just over without that round. It was done right there, and it was supposed to be. The impossible clutch. I thought we'd already seen the best Galil play of the day.
Well, you know, but this game has just been that.
Yeah.
Moments
That
of
doesn't
brilliance in
matter.
the multi-frags. Remember how this second half started? It was multi-frag back to back to back from the players at the bottom of the scoreboards. We've seen mistakes on both teams. We've seen questionable moves. We've seen lights out individual moments. And here comes Sway again from the depths of Spirit's squad, delivering on the double entry. This round is a 24 guarantee, as Robson Flamesy will find nothing. This is all just exits.
Vitality already decided that they're going to make this a
Not
play
like
for OT.
this.
No eco coming into this. This one goes the distance. Donk's 1v5 has created a chance for Spirit to be able to take this map. It was done.
Hands in the air, it's disbelief. It's that sudden burst out through hut. Whoa. Let's see it one more time.
Yeah, let's just...
Donk, ace. 1v5.
Oh. How?
Apex gets fed, no trade frag there on that one, and you catch ZywOo chucking nades out.
No fear.
Pain.
Oh, yeah. You got to watch every single person die.
Just looking up and down the line.
Someone's got to get this kill.
Hoping someone's POV puts an end to the nightmare.
Oh my God. How? It was barely an issue of this game until that round.
Rops goes through that smoke. There's still a world where Vitality shut it down.
Tagged a little bit. He's got to be very careful. He'll have to peel back. They haven't made too many aggressive CT moves, right? There haven't been that many lobby crunches. It's actually been ZywOo, I think, has been the most aggressive in the best ways possible. But even then, it's really tempered.
Slides back behind main, inching their way ever closer. Are they going to take a look at that A site again? We've also got a bit of a ramp move here.
You know, the responsibility changes hands. We had Donk get them to this spot. Now it's about Chopper. What kind of call do you have round 24 to make sure that that clutch is not in vain?
Oh, Rops is given a place to play from, and he knows they're close. I mean, the utility on this trajectory tells him they are right there.
Backing up now. Does he time the peak? Won't see anything. No one
Okay.
there. Lurk's coming in. This one's open.
Main gets traded. That's ZywOo down. Another moment here potentially for Mezzy. Flamesy along the back wall gets his. There's the answer back. They stop the climb up from the vent, and they make this happen off of the back of an unbelievable 1v5.
Oh, this would be such an unceremonious exit.
Half health for the remaining three. Rops from up above.
If there's no clutch, it will be OT.
Just trying to find one player first. And if you can topple Donk, then you can get back into this bomb site. Bomb planted on the other side of these silos, and Rops is not even working with a kit. The tools for the job aren't here. Vitality can feel this slipping through their hands, and Rops gets put down. Do not give them a chance, because he is the best.
Wow.
And that's enough to fuel Team Spirit into overtime.
We get overtime on this map. After that 1v5, into these donk runs back to back. He's woken himself up. What a moment.
And you know, if this game has been, across both maps, a tale of players performing from the bottom, it's got to be said that Zwei has found impact in these dying rounds. Still sitting 9 and 17, but contributing on those upper hits. The same place that he struggled as Vitality racked up their T round wins.
Let's say at least they bought him time. Now the only rounds that matter are these ones.
Awkward Flamesy.
Oh, he still gets away with that. That was, Zwei, that was a... You had some time to get that, to make that happen.
I tried to hype him up.
Yeah, you did.
I really did.
You're a nice guy, man. You're a nice guy.
Ooh, missed shot, but that's all right. Flamesy in with a second. His 19th of the map. Then ZywOo, given another chance, is going to cut down Chopper and Vitality. Couldn't put it together at the end of regulation, but it looks like swinging out of the gate in OT. Oh, but Tanir has already gotten beyond their expectations.
Kind of
right?
wild because they're...
No, Rops is considering this.
Okay.
Yeah, leave it to Rops.
All right.
You give him a chance to just hide behind this box, and he'll make sure to keep his head on a swivel. And I mean, surely we don't get...
Who wants a Shiro 1v5? He just plays too slowly to make that happen. If the bomb was down, he'd find a way maybe, but there's just not enough time. And he actually does have to think about the op in this overtime. So it's a good kickoff. I mean, it was Flamesy who pushed
Into
Zwei?
Squeaky, yes.
Yeah. and then Flamesy gets another kill afterwards. So, you know, Sway lost that round. That's it's just too easy of a kill to not get, especially when he, you know, Flamesy's like jumping up and getting
Awkward. I mean, there's
in
no
this
way
smoke,
Flamesy,
and
as he started
thought he was
shooting,
dead for sure.
100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
yeah.
But hey, you get away with it. You take what you, when it comes to overtime, you take what you can get. Sway knows. And then again, missed op on the exposure of the cross, but you've got Flamesy there working with you. From there on, Vitality makes sure nothing goes wrong.
Got to keep the confidence up. And you can't get in your own head. Sometimes you're going to play your C game. You always got to be able to wait for your round and capitalize when you have the chance. There are killers on the other side of the server.
Watch him go through the fire. Doesn't give a damn.
Oh, he's going fast.
All right, we saw a round just like this out of ZywOo. That's when he went unnoticed, and he ends up unraveling the ramp hold from lower.
Rob's used this staircase, this same angle earlier, worked out really well.
Very true. Does that make it more predictable?
Same player. Donk gets the kill this time. That's the only difference. It was Donk versus Robs. Same position.
Man, dude.
Knew him.
Gut-wrenching if you are Vitality. Donk just shaves the head off. Huge moment for ZywOo to pick that up before Spirit's support can come and keep Donk alive. And watch, as things will, I was gonna say continue to get stringy, but good on ZywOo to get one, Zway to get one back on Flamesy.
I always confuse him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 2 peas in a pod.
Oh my God.
That felt like a slow reaction,
That's a
but
stare bang right
calculating.
there for Shiro. My goodness.
Shiro slams it down, misses that one. Luckily, Zway is there for ZywOo.
There we go.
And we're looking at a Team Spirit standing 4 strong as they make the most of that space downstairs. It wasn't all a flood down with Donk still a part of the equation, but it was nothing but success from Spirit from his kill on.
And that makes up for last round. Zway taking this solo 50-50 versus Flamesy, who couldn't kill last round, takes him out clean inside a mini, makes it a second frag, and here is Donk going fast forward into lower just to get this revenge kill versus Robs. Bit of impact from everyone.
Apex gets blasted by that AWP.
Yeah, that was not an easy shot at all.
That's the Spirit making Vitality work for it. You know, if you start to feel this game is slipping, you can stop keeping the pressure, but Flamesy will just shoot through. And Mezzy's gone unnoticed. Perched on top of the silo is perfection.
Oh, solid hold.
Dropper turned back around. ZywOo on the scene fast enough to help.
2 out of 3 in this first overtime.
And I think you could have believed in that play if you were Spirit, but Mezzy kind of going unnoticed really lets that one kind of trip over its own feet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Flamesy saves the day entirely. He has to babysit Squeaky, cover Hut just while those flashes are in full efficacy. Chopper, yeah, I mean, it's going to be him. Look, is there an op on the ground even to try to save? I think you just have at it, to be honest.
Yeah, why not? This is your moment, Chopper. As long as you don't try to save again. Hong Kong didn't like it last time. He'll take a look at ramp. I mean, nobody over there.
Just gonna run out of time to do anything though. Like, if he gets downstairs, there's no control side, no decon.
What you up to, Chopper?
Players everywhere. This is just not even a real round anymore.
Every single player's got enough money for the next buy.
Yeah.
He's gonna go running down at this bomb site in an act of desperation with 5 seconds left and not be prepared for ZywOo. He's just gonna tease him a little and secure it.
Just
Just
the first
tap
3
it
rounds
over.
to overtime, so.
2 rounds on the CT side for Vitality. There was a chance that they may be overwhelmed. But a rock solid hold here for Flamesy yet again. He's starting to find his groove as this game has gone on.
So good. Critical impact, flash dodge, and just handled the situation.
I mean, not to kick him while he's down, but there is a stark contrast between, you know, you can compare them head to head, Flamesy and Zwei, in terms of this upper A ability to hold. Vitality started to find success as they kicked down those doors, but Flamesy, starting to get impact, has prevented that exact success from being found for Spirit.
It's like even his mirror matchup in all these important situations, yeah.
So now Zwei's got to do something this time. He switches back over.
Here on the scope. What can he do with this thing?
Nobody gonna show him any love. Sat back there, no presence offered by Vitality just yet. They are very clearly grouping themselves up to do what worked as their original regulation T-Sci went on. It has been test after test for this upper hold. The desk highlighted its weakness, and they're gonna catch it in transition. Incredibly awkward, but could they still hold? Flamesy trying to find more, and they're gonna expose that HUD player. Done to the nade. Heaven support denied. Perfectly timed there by Vitality, catching Team Spirit unprepared.
Wow, just as they were trying to get back up into heaven, very uncomfortable there for Spirit. It's a moment where they have 3 upper, could have been fine, but again, not complimentary spots, not ready for action at that moment. Perfect timing for Vitality, who opted to keep it simple. Instead of going to outside, instead of going for those secret plays that they did in the first half of regulation on their T side, they forewent all of that. They just went for an upper hit.
I mean, it's what worked throughout the end. You know, Team Spirit started off with good outer holds, catching a crack in the defense.
It's a nice flex to be able to pull that off, especially after denying Spirit, who tried to throw one in themselves.
Of course. You know, Flamesy looking far more comfortable just playing that back wall, holding both entrances, left to right, snapping, knowing Mezzi's in the background. But Team Spirit just, of all the timings, didn't expect that one. And you've got Zwei sitting up in the rafters, a sitting duck.
Yeah, he was just backing up.
And Donk was the guy trying to hide in the smoke, hoping that he'd maybe go unnoticed. Right? They kill Chopper, they kill Zwei, contend to be the only defense on that upper site. But Donk isn't given a chance to get back into his wild antics. This is 2 map points for Vitality to push the series to Mirage.
Maybe
all off of the back of a 1 versus 5. Spirit looked flat for a moment there in regulation.
Looks like they want to try to copy paste it. No secret lurk involved.
Nade's pressuring Donk. Doesn't matter if he's got vision or not. Oh, knifes out. Awkward moment, but Shiro finds one. Rock gets that answer back. Chopper strikes from above, and there's more support in the back of the site as well. If it's not gonna be Zwei, it could still damn well be Chopper.
And he gets out of there.
Escapes around, wrapping over into lobby, forcing Apex to come and chase him. But this also opens a door for Bomb to get scooped back up. This gives time for Apex to maybe go unnoticed elsewhere.
Chopper's not gonna let this be a one-on-one situation. Apex, he's got this sort of, he can take this a la carte however he wants. He can pick different angles to go for fights, go for the plant downstairs.
Nobody close enough to stop this. Bomb plant's a guarantee. He's gonna go for the cover with the silo. And Tanir's gonna come running down. Tanir with the op, remember. And Tanir doesn't take the shot just yet. Gonna allow,
oh, he just got there in time.
Does decide to go out on his own. Thought for a second it was all about letting Chopper to get into position, but catches us as off guard as it caught Apex through the door, through the gap, finding him on the fallback.
I was just thinking, yeah, he kept that door open. And so the defuse comes in, a chance for Spirit to get into a second overtime. And a more successful upper defense. So key that Donk got that kill, because he was blind for so long afterwards. No one else came out to trade him right away. But it's just a great round from Chopper, man. The 2 kills he got, and then just totally escaping. Not just getting onto top hut and delaying. A bit more pressure back on Vitality now. Feels like coming up with ideas. That's just where Vitality are just having a little bit of brain fog at the moment and are clearly suffering a touch. You know, they've got Xtaz, they've got a bunch of players who can come through with ideas. You even hear Mezzi come through with calls sometimes. But they try to go for those 2 upper hits. I think they're leaning back on simplicity, trying to get the fundamentals to work first.
It's a quiet start to this one. They expose it. I mean,
I like them going back to try to take over Secret. It's always been free. We didn't even, at the end of the first half, see a response that worked out for Spirit. This was just a full comeback from Vitality.
and unlike throwing ROPS down towards the control stairs, I feel like often Spirit don't really throw somebody into B to stop this.
Yeah, in fact, they had trouble connecting Tanir to anybody else early on. Now, he's getting comfortable in the back of the site.
It's just his choice to play. Gives more space over to ZywOo.
I mean, the Shiro Tanir connection is going to be pretty strong. Now, the question is, do they pressure Shiro or not?
Vitality with a chance to close this right here, right now. Extend our play to Mirage. You try to take a test to Shiro over towards that ramp. You could be falling numbers, and maybe ZywOo doesn't get the support he needs. Inching ever closer, Shiro starts to feel like that squeeze is coming downstairs, but there is this still group inside of the hut.
They found him.
He does find ZywOo lower. Now all of a sudden it's gonna have to be Vitality to test what has failed Spirit, but this time, at least ZywOo posts the 1. Sway.
Chopper goes down.
Mezzi Apex back with the answer. Yet again, donk out from the fence. It's only the 1. We're gonna get back into this 2 versus 2. Rob's waiting for that rotation. And as Tanir inches ever closer, Shiro's yet to make his move. Bomb planted, they've gotta make it happen.
Shiro has a flash for Tanir.
When does he throw it? If he throws it, it'll announce him if he does. He wants to take a look into the back of the site first. Now he'll get him out. This is the chance for Tanir to exit. And then in that moment, it's Apex to catch Shiro up above. Tanir into the 1v1. And Apex off of the bomb site. This is a big chance to find cover. Apex has decided to lose his vision. He bites! And Tanir gets his frag with the kit onto bomb, down to the wire. He's got it!
Oh, he locked it in. Apex, he fell back too far. He gave Tanir all the power. He should have tried to clip him off early. Now he's the one swimming with the fishes. Taking him when he had the chance. As soon as Tanir crossed to the back of the site, he knew he won.
And Tanir had to wait and had to wait and had to wait before he could get any kind of impact into that 2v2, right? Makes sense for Shiro to try to keep himself in the shadows. We knew that flash was destined to get Tanir into the play. But we thought maybe it would cost Shiro, and it did. Lo and behold, with just enough time, Tanir back into the action. That Zway and Chopper upper hold put to a test. Just enough as this game's gone on. Tanir exposes. Not the first time he's kind of taken that brave step over top of Secret. Now Flamesy able to grab space as that kill goes Vitality's way. Donk called into the action. Oh, it's instantaneous with the headshots.
Oh, and behind enemy lines. Here goes Chopper, not spotted. Robs looking forward. There's gonna be some gaps in information. If they get too lurky, who knows what happens. Bomb gets dropped, uncomfortable spot, but they still don't know about this push.
40 seconds. Rops has got to figure out where the hell Chopper got off to. Good on Rops to even get any kind of control back in lobby, or else it would have to be the outer players to come back. And is Chopper going to let him get it? Yes. Bomb trickles down into the control, almost catching Rops on the fall down.
Can Chopper do something here? He's not going to want to push later.
At the very least, this entire time, he's going to keep Rops preoccupied. And this is going to give Donk one less attacker to have to deal with, one less avenue that could be occupied. But Chopper feels the need to come back into this site. Mezzi's got a player up beneath him, and so Shiro,
The time.
one in. There's just enough. He's going to dive it, and he's got it. Oh, with an 8 on the player who plants.
Woo, if he had hidden, but he didn't know. He didn't know that nade would kill him. The molly was behind him inside of heaven.
Some of these rounds unbelievably close.
That round had it all.
One straight pistol headshot, and that's an unbelievable 1v3 added to the stack of round wins for Spirit.
Wow, that's tense. That is tense. Shiro felt the need to come out to finish that kill because he didn't think the nade would do it on its own. He didn't know about the HP. How could he? Nearly pulled out that clutch. 30th kill for Shiro.
Huge. Still not the most in the server. ZywOo sits on 31. Just back into the cover. Trying to stay out of the scope of Shiro. Gap in that, man. Uncomfortable here for Vitality. It's gonna be a rude awakening.
Oh, that's huge, man.
Donk's gonna sign up to a fight like that every single day of the week. No surprise to see him eyes on it.
Did they molly that?
Didn't catch it.
Wow, they've totally punished right here. Bombs out in the open. They can't get this back. They lose the first round in this one-on-one. Well, they might get one back quickly.
We were throwing around the 30 bombs, and in this moment, Shiro takes to the top of the board, 33 frags. Donk also now sitting on 30. Game tied up yet again, third overtime.
And people are gonna come up with new stuff right now. It's the first time that we've even seen Vitality try to go for the full 5-man cross. Most of the time it's been enough to just get to the secret space, you know, like just take one to secret, go downstairs with one lower, make it a lurk, and that seemed to work out pretty well. But we also had Tanir pushing secret, which he hasn't done all that often. And just a total disaster here. Beautiful round again out of Shiro.
Yeah, I mean, he's not giving them any chance. You tiptoe into that scope, you're done for.
33 instantly.
All tied up again. Somebody gets an edge off this one. Nobody's been able to string 2 terrorist round wins together in this overtime. ZywOo looking to maybe take a look towards Shiro if he's gonna be hunting outside again. But he doesn't occupy any kind of an angle over towards Garage. He's leaning back, as is Donk, not actually inside of main. Deep angle for Shiro. Flash gets him off it, but he's still got little gaps to work with, and he hasn't needed much vision to get these kills. Every time you think you can cross on one of those smokes, a frag or a spam comes through, could cost you. Yet again exposed.
Saw that, right? No.
Apex gets the better of Donk. I thought Donk would have reacted to that. And now you've got pressure on Shiro, who's missing shots. Finally, he starts leaving a little slack out there. Maybe Sway's chance to shine. He's gonna get pushed in through Squeaky. Mezzi's gonna find him inside of the lobby, trying to get off of his original position. Man advantage Vitality for a moment.
Apex is let go. He's in a chance right now. But the thing is, Shiro's right behind him, waiting for this head to pop up. Oof. You know how good he is on these small angles. And there it is. Apex
Hunted.
goes down.
And this was with a big commitment from Spirit's other pieces. Tanir and Chopper both in the back of that site. They will welcome this attack for Vitality, who leave it down to 20 seconds. That is a critical miss. Hopper with nothing. Tanir's recovery could have been huge, but he lets that one come through. Another clutch attempt from Shiro out from heaven. Working with only that 46 health. They know where he was last, and he will miss another chance. Finally, as this game's gone on, Shiro starts to show cracks in his game.
Wow, and that hut swing, I can't believe they were ready for a second. Rifler there when they were going upper into 2 players that were comfy in the back of the site. It's the worst spin bot of all time.
Tanir with critical op shots missed in that back site too, Mohan.
Yeah, he had the first chance. I mean, they could have just shut that down. They absolutely were in a position to do it. You run that back 10 times, I bet they win at 8. But when it mattered, right here, they didn't. They keep giving Vitality chances. Every round is so close.
And finally, 2 on a T side in overtime. Took them a while, but here we are, an edge back for Vitality. Yo, Hong Kong, why don't you make a little noise? Blessed with a hell of a quarterfinal. Blessed with a stacked side of this bracket.
In a very rare head-to-head as well, and brand new with these rosters.
Double off between Robs and ZywOo, something different for the start of this overtime CT side. Shiro on the hunt. I mean, his CT sides have been electric. World-class impact throughout both maps of this series now, but on the attack, his job made that much harder. Now we look back over to the other top performers. And we will watch as donk tries to inch his way closer outside, but begins this with a more passive start on Silo. This is numbers. Over towards the trophy. This is a test for ZywOo. It seemed, but we hit a minute mark and Spirit don't have a lot to show for it. This is a deep double secret commitment, man. This is Vitality really leaving ZywOo to his own devices.
Kind of crazy, but the call's pretty sick actually here for Vitality. You think about it, this ends up ramp. Heaven 2 in secret is solid. You got fast rotations, but ZywOo goes down first. Shiro with the T-side off impact.
Yes, sir, that's what we were looking for. It's a great setup if ZywOo slows it down, if he's able to exit.
It's a big incentive to go downstairs, right? You've taken out an op in this spot, but do you know there's another one waiting for you?
At 30 seconds.
Who's gonna catch you off guard? This one's coming lower.
Player tucked into the dark. Robs turns his head back around because Spirit have a hesitation. Now Vitality second guessing ever so slightly. Big pickup from Flamesy, but there's still this movement for Spirit to head back upstairs.
They have a lead upper. Mezzi has always stopped them.
Oh, he stops! Boom! Instant execute on the second.
They can't get that bomb back.
donk may be a god, but he's stuck down here in hell. Nothing for him to offer without that bomb, and Vitality lock in 18.
Oh, Mezzi always so clutch in these moments. When the round comes back to him upper, he's the guy in the right spot. The setup is so cool here for Vitality. Double secret, it's not something you see very often this late into the rounds. With ZywOo on the ramp on the op, you drag them down lower because you think you've taken out the biggest target. No, there's so much more defense to be had. And then when you go back upstairs, they've got that covered too. Very hard map to read, I think, for Spirit.
ZywOo unleashed into the trophy room. You kill him while he sits back passively in the last round. This time he takes it into his own hands, but there is an answer.
Damn.
You will catch Flamesy trying to make that transition happen. donk's gonna clip Apex. Is ZywOo's opening kill all for naught?
Shiro's responses are kind of unbelievable to pick up these kills, opping T-side. 4 on 3.
There was a quick glance down into the vent just now from ZywOo's teammate. He peels back. Man, this A site feeling compromised, but at the same time, as the round goes on, you know there's movement outer. You know donk gets the frag on Apex with little information. This has already started with ZywOo making a first move. Will Vitality have the gall to go for something again in this mid-round, or are we gonna play another waiting game to try to close this map?
They want to take a risk. They think about it. They think they need to. And
Not yet.
It's a patience battle.
Just holding
Shiro
on.
is the final boss.
Sitting where he's already plucked one off of this upper sight. Oh, here it comes. Oh, and he unscoped. When you think about how long Shiro sat on that, now we go to 25. An act of desperation, he hits Chopper on the fall down.
That's the bomb going lower.
ZywOo might get killed. Yes! Blindsided by Zwei.
It's a
late
QB
game
sneak.
impact. And now this fast scuttle down from the ramp. It's low health for the two players here. Rops is trying to stop Bomb. Deep nade guts him. And then up close, Donk will be tasked with another clutch, or Vitality have survived the unthinkable.
This one can end here. Is he going to go all the way around to control? Mezzi biding his time. Donk, will he swing the door open?
Oh, it's right there, and it's just enough. Mezzi with just enough. What a scramble for that lower bomb site. What a test for this year's #1. And they will win on Nuke. Recovering from the blowouts of Tyloo, they will not let Spirit embarrass with the 2-0 finish. This game needs Mirage. Vitality with their hands full after that one. Survived the test launders, and you know, Desk just so aptly put it, a lot of that success was coming off of the targeting of Zwei when they were playing out their T side. Where does this one go? How do they pull it off? Can they go tit for tat for a team that has shown us individual levels across the board? There's no denying that for a Spirit that has been struggling, they have shown us promise tonight.
We've seen everything, and we're seeing great moments because it's been messy. Like, we're getting a 1v5, we're getting 2v5 situations, we're getting crazy mistakes in individual plays that are making it feel like we're rolling back the years almost, but it's kind of the best way possible. So now we get Mirage to decide it. This is what we wanted the entire time. We've come this far. Let's see how much farther we can go.
Flamesy's first frag, responded by Chopper. Oh, the apartment's push still coming. And Flamesy left a little to be desired there. Not able to get that second kill means Bomb can exit, and everybody feels secure. Chopper all of a sudden dies over towards the catwalk. It's a fast move here between ZywOo and Apex. It's gonna get us back to the 2v2. It's a low health Tanir, full health Zwei. Oh, huge pickup. Mezzi catches that full bar with the blind side, and now Tanir.
Oh,
Wild burst on the Glocks. Gotta figure this out. They try to charge him down, and Apex just cranks that dial. Catching Chopper off with the cat aggression. It's a Vitality CT pistol win.
There's so many, like, these pistols are all so close, and Spirit have actually been struggling to be clutch. We saw that B-Trim stat was the second pistol they won the entire event. Was, I think, in the first or second map of this series. It's another winnable spot, quote unquote, but not a terrible one for Vitality by any means. Just a retake, so you never give them full odds, and they pull it off. This will be the biggest assist that they could have if they want to close this game out. I think it's crazy that Vitality have got this far. They were so close to actually taking Dust2, even though it never felt like they were totally in control. And on Nuke, every time we went to overtime, it was 2 overtimes, but they kept starting out well. Now they start out very well. That's mid-control, one and done.
They do get that ramp exit going, so the majority of this team, the part of it that was equipped for this sort of a job with the rifles, will catch the A defense off. Shiro even with the deagle. This is 2v1. Okay, hold on, clutch time. He's coming for it, of course. Yeah, ready. 2 rounds into this map, and Donk gets another.
You're joking. 4 frags after that. He got, what, did he get 1 or 2 on the pistol? Was that just his 2 kills?
Nasty. Donk able to exit out through that
3.
ramp. You know, the upper hold going, or middle hold going so well. There was a moment there where Vitality kind of felt like there was a slight sigh of relief, and in that moment, Spirit knew it was all ramp or nothing. Wow, pistol momentum. What does it really mean? 2 MP9s here could get caught out by Shiro. He's gonna play it passive, but no sir, Flamesy actually kills him.
Yeah, their angle is just better. I mean, the approach is solid there from Flamesy. Tightrope walking. Throws things into disarray. It is not the time to make a commitment towards this side of the map, especially not after that push.
It's one of those questions, though, right? It's like getting the kill and seeing that apartments felt empty. They didn't know that there was a second player behind Shiro.
What's key right now is Tanir's utility. A Molly's the only way they're going to find out that there's 2 players here, that they actually cover this position. But it's possible they Molly the wrong side.
It's also maybe possible that they save it for the bomb site. Think maybe they could unravel it further if they wouldn't expect them to stick around, and yeah, that's what they look to do. So you'll kill one, but the second comes through. Robs with a double off his SMG, while ZywOo gets a pistol kill on the other half of the map, and what goes around comes around a second time. This is just a continuation of Nuke. We cannot peel these teams apart. Pistols and SMGs prevail. A push through the apartments, and I feel like you were dead on. Tanir's utility could have unraveled all of that. Not using it, trying to save it. What's it worth if you just get traded out before you even get close to that bomb site?
It's fully ran into a stack, though, in general. And 10 seconds up for Chopper. This is a little bit uncomfortable. They're not really in a spot to find him, but he just simply can't afford to die here. So carrying this a little forward. That's kind of a nice find. Oh, and they are kind of running at him. Actually, he could die after time. Oh, he will. Yikes.
Ouch.
That's very painful. $350 this early into the half. Not fun. And a first time out for Vitality. Not expecting to win that quickly.
Call it early and get everything back online. You win the pistol, you win your force buy. You can forget about round 2, you can laugh it off. Just convert this one. You know that the money is low on Chopper, so even if Spirit decide to force buy back in, as they are, by the way.
That was so nice from Flamesy. It was a small touch, but if you got a little sloppy or you just played it standard and you just walk that past, Shiro's gonna have a better angle than you, but he gets up on the railing, backs up slowly, like they're covering everything.
Can't really blame Spirit coming in with another force, but dude,
I was
so
definitely
limited.
back on Dust2 is definitely like it's Spirit more. Back on Nuke, however, I feel like that's when the tables turned a little bit, especially the deeper we got into the game. We start to see better and better setups out of Vitality, looking more like their old selves.
Clock very much a French Counter-Strike fan. Donk gonna try to gun down Mezzi, but he stands the test. And as will Flamesy. Again, just coming in with another force buy to try to keep this back and forth going, but coming in with so little. So they need a moment like that. Sway collecting one off of the Desert Eagle, and that's going to extend enough space for Shiro to put down this plant.
Getting a plant here is actually pretty good.
And letting him get that M4. Sway, though, kind of caught with the fire beneath him.
Doesn't do that much.
ZywOo gonna just buy a bit of time. Now, as far as kits go, we're looking at Flamesy and Mezzi for this retake. But remember, Chopper's still over on that other half of the map.
Chopper's just got to get going. I mean, if he's going to be involved in this at all.
Still sitting there as Sway's going to look to use that rifle, but down low to 50 health. Retakes on. Shiro, what can you really do? Because you are very much alone, and you will remain alone. Doesn't feel like Chopper will ever get here, but if you can kill the diffuser, big if. Unfortunately for them, that Glock late on arrival is not going to do it, and Vitality followed through with the conversion.
Okay. I honestly think a plant's a pretty small win right there, and that's because Zoe hit that deagle shot. That gave him something. Winning was probably unlikely after those first 2 kills, but they really need to rebalance the money. They racked up individual accolades back on Nuke, but that just shows that as a team they weren't there because they lost. Spirit had Donk on had a 1v5. They had Shiro, unbelievable opping both T side and CD side on opening kills versus ZywOo, versus everybody, to be honest. Tanir was a workhorse throughout that game.
And yet not enough.
Yeah, and yet not enough.
Close, but not enough. You know, and there's no guarantee that you're going to get a third CT side performance like that from Shiro. I'm not going to sit here and say it's impossible, as his consistency has been great, but it was just so impressive across Dust2 and Nuke that you'd be blessed if he can turn it around, especially if this T side doesn't get its legs underneath it. Could damn well be a game of catch-up for Spirit once they swap. For now, it's just body stacked bottom middle. You're not allowed. Ooh. Paints a very bleak picture of what was this round. Making up for losing a couple players in the previous. It's been majority alive for Vitality since losing round 2.
If you're going to play down the clock, do it right, especially if you've only got a P250 in your hands.
Ooh. One for the road? No, sir. Rops gets his. Vitality take a 4th, and that's with 5 players strong.
Very strong. And rich. Allie's getting involved. And I couldn't tell you what he's going to say because it's been an economic game of chicken. It's been a clutch to win them 1 round. They can kind of do anything. They can kind of do everything still. They haven't really started on T side.
Still no op for Shiro in this one. Limited in that regard. Fast move for Zywoo, clearly on the hunt here in anticipation of some kind of upper move from Spirit. No strangers to crossing to those boxes fast. No strangers for letting Donk off the leash and trying to get his entries, but Zywoo sees nothing for the first 20 seconds. It could do a lot of good for Vitality as this game goes on. If Flamesy's going to be the beacon of hope, strong start for him. Strongest start for him in the series so far has been this 3rd map. Just leaving Chopper alone in middle. That's the play here for Spirit. Numbers over towards.
Oh. That's a bad beat.
Well,
Beck's coming to check on it.
certainly not ideal. Chopper doubles back, and now they're going to try to take that sniff towards the ramp exit, so pressure on Rops here, but teammates nearby. Doesn't have a smoke to extinguish that. He's got to go for this duel, and he clips it to
So solid. Oh.
Insta headshot onto Near's great. The control onto Donk is just that much better. Zway's fire spreads for 1. Chopper, again, just kind of operating on the other side of the map, hoping something can get going. Really needed the rest of A to go well. That is something. Hold on, because Shiro's got a potential fight towards Zywoo over on Ticket. He could just smoke his cover on the bomb plant. Money's one thing, and he's got it. And now he's got a player jumping over towards the Tetris. That's what's going to catch him off guard. Apex, quick move to make sure this is indeed Vitality's 5th round win.
Man, we've got Chopper really copying and pasting that one move, and to be honest, hasn't got a kill yet, I don't think, doing it, so it's not really working. After the pause, too, going back into that. I don't think Hallie told him to miss that window smoke, and yeah, we got to relive this spray because that's a tough angle to get those kills. That's the right guy to get them. Spray was excellent from Rops.
Was that Flamesy on balcony that got turned on by Shiro? What was he up to?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, he was just getting into the corner, just didn't think anyone could be up there. Even though he just walked through a total war zone right there.
I mean, just
everyone's dead.
Flamesy getting a little too comfortable, maybe. Yeah. Zway won't find any comfort at the start of this one, and I think that extends for the entire Spirit squad. We're talking a single rifle for Donk, but then again, he did 1v5 with a Galil, so money. Mezzy. Made messy up in the apartments. That's an easy 5v4. Never even had to look Zway in the eyes. And Chopper just kind of like a satellite for Team Spirit over here in his own orbit. But it doesn't look like he's gonna find too much resistance. You know, he's been muted at times trying to join up. Here comes Donk, that one Galil, one rifle, dead. Insta headshot out of Flamesy. His success in Mirage, the start of this game, is looking like it's gonna keep continuing. And Apex's time to kill has been just as sharp. Again, the rest of the team just working with these pistols, but the fact that the Galil goes down with nothing, the fact that Donk can't get the ball rolling means Vitality are looking at a rock solid CT start, 6-1.
Oh, this is gonna be such a harsh loss for Spirit if it goes south here on Mirage, especially in this fashion.
Fly down into it. Shiro's Desert Eagle, not destined to get much. And this is not the first round either, where Vitality are walking away with 5 players alive.
Crazy
this is an economy that is booming. $13,000 on Apex as he comes back into this round. This is going to be a Team Spirit who surely have their hands full for the rest of this half.
We've got an ADR on Tenier. Just love to check that.
News ADR is 22.7.
Okay, he's getting some damage in.
22.7. Yeah. Good luck, buddy. 0-7. Have at it. Maybe a little more presence in mid. You know, this is going to be a Team Spirit that's kind of scratching their head trying to find a solution, because so far, really not much has worked. Again, no more than 2 kills per round for Spirit since they won that pistol force buy in the second. You've got bomb plants at times, but even those bomb plants have been kind of scrambles into a site when you just know the odds are so against them. We need a reminder right now of what Spirit can bring to the table. Who's going to deliver it for them? Because Dust2 began with support from Zwei and Tenier. The rifle core of Spirit went beyond Donk. Has it dried up in map 3? Flash move for Vitality. Donk is given a gift, and a big gift at that. Flamesy's been their star. Zwei's able to get his. Rob's already with the recovery, gets a bit more damage in. Tenier barely stands here.
Yeah, no real spray. This site's lost. Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. Might have to take that back. Still gonna be a full-on retake, but you got 2 healthy players coming at it. One more mistake and then maybe, but everyone's tucked on this left side of the site. Very good spots.
Damn, gonna let them get this second? I mean, it's 2 versus 3, sure, but there's so much money here for Vitality. I suppose keep that protected.
No, I think you're onto something. It would be a very unlikely retake, but Spirit is so shaky right now. Plus, you could get the kills when they're so low on money. I feel like it was worth a look, even if it was unlikely.
Although I think this save is just going to guarantee gun rounds for the rest of the half, essentially, for Vitality. So maybe let them get this second, and then if you're in another 2v3 2 rounds from now, this will certainly allow for them to go for that. So here it is. You know, that moment that we need somebody to be the jackknife. No surprise, it winds up being Donk again. Finds this opening kill on Flamesy.
Yeah, the thing is, even though we got that 1v5 and like he got to the top of the board by the end of Nuke, like it had to be that way. It's not like he was a serious threat in every round for the whole game. Like he was having some big moments, a couple of big moments, but you know, even compared to Tenier, he wasn't like consistently outputting high impact rounds. Tenier, this is his worst start. Oh, he's going 0-9 in Chengdu. Okay, his worst start
in
this
a week. Yeah, still. We'll keep an eye on it, because if he goes 0-10, then the record's broken. Not a record you're looking to break any day of the week. Damage here for Zywoo. That's not going to be comfortable as the nades sail beyond him. There's a lot of presence here. He dies, it just feels like that flood's coming. Smoke in front of the pack. Zywoo doesn't feel too nervous about falling any further, so he'll post on this angle, and if you want to try to emerge in a sneaky fashion, he'll gonna clip your wings. That is Zwei to the wayside. And as the fire burns, he's gonna hesitate. Spirit, clips a second. Big pickup from Zywoo, sets up Apex to find his, and he's gonna execute Donk on the fall down. And if anytime Donk is limited to a single kill, you know the odds are good, but that's a big pickup out of Chopper.
So solid before he even finished that crouch.
Is it too late for a recovery here for Spirit?
How do they clear empty pillar, though? They don't have a molly for this. Smokes are fresh. They got to get a bomb planted, and the CTs can start just throwing bodies at this when they want to.
20 seconds. Shiro still yet to emerge fully from apartments. Missed shot. That could have just opened this door. But instead, he dives back into the market, and Chopper gonna get spotted by this mezzy claw of Cat. Another headshot comes through for Chopper. He is making up for lost ground, lost time, as Donk went down near empty-handed. Shiro's not sure which way to look. Vitality take their time, and it's a third! Oh, and there he is to close it! A rebuttal from the in-game leader for consecutive Spirit round wins.
Oh, that's incredible. He was picking his spots beautifully right there. Another massive individual moment here for Spirit from the most unlikely. It's Chopper. He was just straight up out-dueling them over again, over and over in 50-50s. Beautiful headshots. And the finishing touch from Shiro.
Donk's more excited from that play than Chopper he celebrated his own 1v5.
Yeah, that's right. He's not lying in those interviews. This man loves his team.
But again, there's a huge economy to cut through. Vitality worked up a ton of bank. Ooh, but here comes Donk.
Yeah, slowly, but also quickly. So early to be up here inside a connector alone.
Nade'll soften him up, but remember, we've got two ops on this play between Rops and Zywoo at the moment.
They're trying to make it feel like a cat split. I don't know if Zywoo's gonna fall for it. He might get the pick off. No, Donk took him out.
And then all of a sudden, Rops misses an op shot. Apex is gonna have to be the savior, and he steps up into near. So they find this A site and they just rattle it. Peeling apart player after player, neither the op getting what it needed to.
Man, you had the call out there from Zywoo. We have to see how Donk just executed him on the spot. That was probably so nasty. He would have had to drop off back onto the stairs, take a headshot fight, and kill Zywoo when he was opping.
Lays him out on catwalk, and now Spirit are starting to feel like there is still something left in this half. 4 rounds already on a T side, not bad. More runway to go. Trying to hunt down this op. It's a heavy investment, right? We talked about all the money that Vitality were able to build up, but this double op habit is costly. And it's still another buy to beat. Vitality not yet bottomed out, of course. But watch this. Robs gets the 1 Palace pick, falls back to Ticket, got nothing thereafter. It's this kill onto Zywoo right here. Just deletes him.
See ya. No chance here to shoot.
Inspired by those Chopper headshots of the 1 round prior.
As soon as they blew up that connector smoke and they called out that no one was up there on cat splitting, that should have been an easy frag, but not when you're that quick. For a second, it felt like this game wasn't going to get interesting because it's been Vitality who have to have the bounce back in the first few rounds. But it looks like Spirit can do that too if they have to. I really can't tell who's the underdog in this game. Ooh, 1 and 9.
Yet still clawing back some of these rounds.
Yeah, that's wild.
Donk's dead this time, and Donk was key in that last round.
Yeah, that's another opening duel.
It's a sitting duck top mid. Zywoo doesn't seem like he's gonna shy away from this, so patient and holding, and correct that the presence is coming. Misses his chance, and Apex better be cautious as to not offer his head up, or we go back even 4v4. Apex, off of the frag grenade's gonna take another look at underpass, And that's good chip damage. Now 3 of the 4 players on Spirit not working with full health. Constant utility pressure, man. Every time they've tried to climb up into that window, whether it's ecos or gun rounds, but Apex better be careful.
He's just seen that.
Yeah, he's gonna get blindsided.
That's for free.
They go into the boost for the corner. Rops isn't too far off. At least that will contain some kind of mid control, but because they give themselves a smoke, they have let Zwei go by. And right now, Zywoo is still looking for his next victim, but worried about the Palace all the while. Flamesy could pick that up for him. And then that's just gonna let them turn towards Khan. Rops, it's a one and done as Shiro gets the trade back. Pressure's on at 15 seconds. Bomb is starting to get itself up through the window. It's running over towards B. Bomb is gonna make it to the vacant B site.
Can he get the plant in? No, it's so close.
It's close, but he nails it. 1 extra second, huge misdirection.
And now they're gonna start running away. Flamesy goes down.
Wow.
That's the round.
Slick movements from Spirit to squeeze out at least this 5th.
They do a good job of taking an individual moment, building some momentum off it. That's some wicked mid to late round decision making that came down to a 1 second difference. Look at the tactics they had to use to get that close so late into the round.
Whoa. Gonna make Vitality work for this as this game remains close. This is 4 rounds in a row for Spirit. There was an element of domination at the start of this CT side. Vitality have lost control of that, but they just continue opening this. Round after round, I think this is 11-1 in opening kills for Vitality on this half. And yet somehow Spirit continue to fight back into these. This will be another round where they've got legs. Zwei deep into the marketplace as Bomb goes down and Utility keeps the players off Cat.
What are they gonna do now? 3-on-3. Zwei's gonna see this head. Zywoo takes him down.
Then they boost onto the bricks just to get some kind of vision, trying to stack up for this. We've got Shiro locked into a strong position, but he did miss that cross, and so one Vitality member getting ever closer, inching forward off the arch as Zywoo takes the port down, and there they have it, the follow-through on the retake. 1 more round for the road. A 7th for Vitality, hard fought, as Spirit's rebound was no joke.
The unforgettable names in all through Counter-Strike. I mean, there's so many in every single generation. I think usually it's someone who's able to kind of break the rules of that particular era, someone who kind of unlocks this vision of the way they want to play the game that other people can see and build upon. One of the first I'd name is Snacks. Defined how smokes could be used, the way he played around them, the way he walked through them, the way he hid in them. That wasn't being done at the time. That particular moment is a time of greatness for Snacks. Someone like JW and Kenny S with how aggressive they were with the AWP. Trophies, winning events, going on streaks, the NIP guys because of the streak that they went on, the Fnatic guys who established an era, there's always greatness there. I think for Pasha, I think what made him was his personality. Having someone being that outspoken and that strong and provide emotions and provide his thoughts and be entertaining in a way that the audience can connect with and fans can connect with and we as commentators can connect with. He was always able to get kills, and despite that, you'd see these moments where you were like, how is this guy a pro? Like the way he walked around corners, the way he stepped into a 1v1. In fact, pros at the time even had a name for it called the Pasha Peak, which was like the slowest, most awkward peak ever. That was kind of the greatness defining mood around the team at that point. Olaf back in like 2015, he was such a force to be reckoned with. He was one of the players that Fnatic could just send out and say, find us a kill. And he could go duel 2 or 3 players at a time. He really did become that player where once upon a time he was the jack of all trades, and he was just so good at all those trades. 2016 was the era where Brazilian Counter-Strike really hit it. Fallen's greatness obviously comes from his movement and his ability to understand his positioning, take a shot, fall back, find new cover, and he was like a master of this kind of like retreating off defense that would just pick a player off. So you add all that together with his leadership and then kind of the style of Counter-Strike that he developed with the Brazilians, and Fallen's just in some ways a complete package of greatness. Device was someone who kind of mastered the textbook of Counter-Strike and always played within its limits to its maximum potential. Zywoo is someone who just has incredible consistency, sharp with the AWP as well as the AK-47, extremely versatile, and he's a star player that doesn't demand a lot. Simple Vital's greatness came from the fact that he just beat the game. He's the best player to ever touch it. His motivation at some point was, I want to put on a show. I want the crowd on their feet as I decimate you inside the server.
Simple, are you serious? What is that? You can't do that simple.
And that level of greatness is really hard to achieve and might not ever be achieved again. For me, I think the GOAT conversation is a fun one. Device is the greatest CSGO player of all time. 4 majors, 21 MVPs, 20 MVPs. He was the center point for the greatest team of all time of that Astralis lineup. And then we get to ZywOo, and he's going to take the mantle of the greatest player of all time. It's just a matter of time before everyone kind of gets on board and accepts that. Someone like m0NESY, someone like donk should be next in line to have some kind of a GOAT status conversation. You need the major trophies. You have to have them. Donk's already got one in his first rookie year. If he's doing this in year 1, where is he going to develop into? But it's competition and it's Counter-Strike, and things can change in a heartbeat.
If Vitality thought for even a second that this was going to be an easy third map, they were proven wrong. That streak of 4 rounds out of Team Spirit kept them on their toes. But one more for the road, and now the question remains, will Shiro be able to find the form on a CT side like he did in Nuke, like he did on Dust2, because he's a driving force for a much-needed defense that starts right now.
Yeah, consistent star. We're seeing it absolutely. Openings, closings, and definitely usually with the op.
Zway sees a bit of skin up in the apartments. We've got donk's flash to try to interrupt it. That just kind of delays this for a second. They regain vision, regain momentum, start to move this in. A lot of bodies here for Team Spirit. A pistol would be huge. 3v5 recovery begins, but Rops only gets the one. And that's the only one for Vitality. Pistols have been so elusive for Spirit, but this one is theirs.
Why does that actually get scary for Vitality now? Look how happy they are. CT side starting off on the right note. And donk getting all these kills. Oh, they got melted down. 5 of the last 6 here for Spirit.
We get a save out of Vitality as well. Finally, an easy round, man. There was so much money built up throughout that first half that Spirit's fight back was never going to be made simple.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Like, those are 4 rounds in a row as things started to look bleak, and 4 rounds versus what was, an affordable double op setup, multiple rounds.
Yeah, like winning and winning dominantly are just 2 totally different levels when it comes to your win streak. How much money you can make, how many more buys you can get if you end up losing a round. They were chewing on granite, trying to make that comeback happen.
We've talked about slower starts for donk throughout the week. Even within this series, propped up by Tanir and at times Zway when it came to the Dust2 start on CT. But now, donk is off the charts again. A huge pistol round's gonna kind of set him on fire. That if donk continues to find his form, then Vitality will have problems. If Tanir can also get into this game, specifically a CT side, because individually, look at that. Again, shooting gallery, made easy versus pistols, of course. But those are sharp shots for a player who just had 3 kills. He doubles his frags right here, right now. And if that is a sign of what's to come for Tanir, then Vitality will have their hands full. No lead, folks.
We saw it. He consistently himself, even when he was playing on Heroic, that was just you always see the same guy. He goes for the kill.
Just the clean headshots for that one. Again, a chance for him to take a breath, focus in, realize swapping the sides could bode real well for Spirit. You've pushed Vitality to the absolute limit. Nuke could have ended so much sooner. And so Spirit know this battle is hard fought. A look deep into the ramp, forward movement here for Zway. It's It's nade in hand as the rest of Spirit start to go look elsewhere, right? With those smoke grenades now fading in middle, surely that's gonna take some attention. Sway decides to just slide down the ramp on his own, and that's gonna catch Flamesy off. Flamesy, who was phenomenal at the start of this game, but as it's gone on, has cooled off.
It's awkward though, because they know so much out of this setup. They know that the A attack was about to take place. It puts some pressure back on Vitality. I mean, they could continue forward with it, right? Spirit aren't gonna go all in and assume that this will happen now, that they reveal their plans, but how willing are Vitality to make this a brand new round? Clock still on their side. And it looks like they'll actually make this one extra complicated. I love it. Now, Chopper, it's kind of been the man of the hour. It's definitely gonna have to be now.
And he's operated on his own so many times. This off angle in the apartments almost just lined up too, but him being alive slows it down again slightly. This is gonna be Rops dropping on the other side of the map, but it is Vitality with footing inside of the B site. Tanir opts to go for the flank. Donk in on Cat. Gonna charge your challenge on the side of that smoke, and all the while, Shiro still just passive because they could have gone deep into the marketplace. This buys time for Tanir to get ever closer. One of the two kits on the situation down. Now it's gonna come to Donk to put his hands on that bomb, but he's been smoked off this entire time.
Yeah, it's still fresh. No, okay, it's gone. So you can get in there, but I mean, 5 seconds, he gets his head blown smooth off.
Vitality find that timing on the B follow through, whatever it is Rops did towards A site to keep 3 of the 4 players preoccupied. Maybe it was the fact Chopper was deep inside of the apartments that Spirit didn't think to cheat a second over, but there was no support for the B hold. And so Vitality chew through it for their 8th.
I guess lately you weren't seeing Vitality cancel plans and go to another site. Obviously, the more likely thing is some teams just pause, re-exec on the same spot a little later, versus a team with a little fewer grenades, less belief that the exec's still coming.
It's a great early answer for Vitality. Ooh, awkward. Kind of screws around with any timing if they wanted to challenge mid, so we get this crawl from Vitality. Another challenge out of Sway. Interesting. Him taking that fight, getting the better of Rops. There's going to be weight on Sway's shoulders as this game goes on.
Yeah, he could put everything into jeopardy, but he could also just take the edge off entirely if he's going to make moves like that. It's such a big find for him.
Check it out, though. Mezzi goes deep. He's going to execute top flat and almost turns it on to Donk, but Donk will get the better of him. And that's the A play down. Bomb still left top mid for Vitality. Somebody will have to double back. Right now, Flamesy wants position and connector. This is a duel queued up. Oh, and he loses it. This is one of those one-off rounds for Donk. A single kill, all he gets. Shiro's gonna force the fight on Flamesy, but a flashbang just got Flamesy out of his position. That is huge. He decides to take the fight over top of the stairs. Now Tanir locked into the catwalk, and he tries his best to get the better of Zywoo, who's looking to join forces inside A. We saw big things from Chopper last half.
He's at the cutoff point. He could come in and find this, maybe losing out in the process. Zywoo's down low.
Great
One
damage.
bullet could do it.
And as he spams that smoke, he doesn't find that last bullet that he needed, the one you allude to. Chopper finds an upgrade. It's good damage on both sides, but Zywoo pops it.
The guy with no health.
Mezzi's the one that starts the momentum on A, chasing Zway, catching him off guard, and the distraction versus Donk got Flamesy up into connector, and the fact that Flamesy, while Shiro is momentarily blinded, jumps on top of him from the top of the stairs for a second. So many trades back and forth, but this was the multi-frag that opened it all.
Yeah, and he kind of plays it like he has 100 HP, you know, just perfect confidence. Walk peek out on that last kill, does the job. 2 back here for Vitality. Trying to get back in control of this game.
Honestly, in a week where Team Vitality's team play has been in question, some of the decisions, some of the fluidity in their mid-round moments, that utility help that offered Flamesy a chance to be the hero of that round, fire at his feet, lets himself burn, and jumps out on that flashbang to get the better of Shiro and win the round. Look at the reward, Launders. This is huge for Vitality now. Double digits off that moment of team play.
Yeah, and you know that Spirit are gonna always take a round like this, try to get as many kills as possible, bleed it dry, and that's really important to try to do, but you've got no investment really, just the deagle for Donk. A B stack here versus mid control, and a slow crawl will do nothing.
Sits his way down and finds this empty site in a second. Deagle and 5-7, man. What a desperate place to be. Given Vitality a streak like this, I mean, there's elements of the first half showing again here. You're giving a chance for Vitality to survive with numbers, build up a good amount of money on a round like this. You know, I know Spirit don't have a lot to work with, but still, couple of kills, keep it close. If Vitality remain on the brink, then surely Spirit can believe that little bit more, but this round is a confidence builder for Vitality.
Yeah, big time. I mean, this is now their game. Their money's up, their T-side rounds. They got control back in this half.
The question will remain, does Zwei continue once they get back into the guns to try to take those moves into ramp? Because it's been a couple times where it's been Zwei to be the guy who has to go for an initiative. That forward-facing A play, peeking down into the ramp, he's pulled it off twice.
The liberation between both coaches at the moment as to how to take this game forward. You'd think the 1v5 from Donk on Nuke is enough to fire your team up to close the map out. That's what it felt like, the destiny that he created. At least it bought them overtime, which maybe that wasn't even possible mentally. But is that what they need, a little flint in a match? Oh, that's a tag. Zwei in the legs.
And we've talked about Zwei having the impact on A, this time wounded already. This is a perfect moment for Rops to try to pounce. You don't know who you hit on the cross. Zwei could still be tucked into one of these corners that he loves to play. When he was the newest addition to this team, his play on this bomb site specifically was so quickly put under question. And yet this CT side started well, but now he's working with so little. And with pressure down in mid, his attention could also be drawn alongside his teammates. But yet no walkout just yet.
They don't want to give him any notice, no clues.
Tucks into the corner of the staircase. We get this push off of Catwalk in a second. Flashbang finds Zywoo over towards ramp, so they're making it a bit more awkward for Vitality on A. Apex's boost catches his counterpart. Here comes Donk.
Oh, melted him down.
But we still get that walkout, and so Rops' timing, it's not enough. Donk surrounded by teammates, set up, gets a triple kill so far.
It's another highlight round out of Donk. 1v3 this game, 1v5 in the last.
Zwei low from the get-go, still set up to help Donk when needed. And as Donk allows for them to just cross on over, he goes for blood. Quad kill for Donk.
So effortless, so quick, so clinical. Wait, they don't even stand a chance.
Just playing reactive as well, catching that boost. You know, it's Apex to make the first move, Apex to find Chopper.
Oh yeah.
Almost felt like things were moving in the right direction, but every time something happens, if Donk is close enough to deal with it, he does. And that is what happens. It rolls forward. Always ready to react. Can Vitality now? You tiptoe your way into Donk's proximity, you've got problems. They just were reminded of that one round ago. Now you're signing up for another fight. Again, you start spamming shots like this, Donk is going to come and take a swing at you. The frag Oh, it's still not enough. That's damage on Donk and a Flamesy, but he hits the headshot.
Yeah, now he's starting to actually take over again. This is kind of wild to watch. Rearranging into this A play.
But there's still a certain timidness to the follow-through on A. At least this time around, it's not Donk to get free kills. It's a good amount of damage versus him, but he still fights on.
Yeah, he's still got more.
Still goes one more further. Hero's here to help it. How does he survive?
I don't know, and I don't know how we go from Donk sort of casually top of the board to Donk 3K every single round.
23 kills, 14 deaths.
The joke was he always gets 2.
And it's got to be said that Sway has been a great support system for him right now.
Whoa.
This is still very much a one-man army.
It's getting into unstoppable territory.
Majority of Team Spirit still with not even double-digit kills. But where is that X factor from the likes of ZywOo then? There needs to be an answer from somebody on Vitality. This is a team not shy of stars themselves. Or is the solution to simply evade the problem? To hell with Connector, to hell with A. We saw targeting out of Vitality when it came to Zway on that upper site and Nuke. And if Vitality don't have a game plan to try to punish a weaker link like Chopper, say, per B, in a game where Tanir is not performing up to the standard of this quarterfinal, the other 2 maps he's far more proud of, then go ahead and give this site a test. And that is what they've stacked up for. But with just pistols, how much of a test is it truly?
It looks like for now a tie is on the horizon. They're gonna jump out at it. Shiro takes the first.
Tanir ready to swing around. Flashbangs don't find their mark, so this is just a shooting gallery yet again. Trying to move it forward. You've already got rifles behind the safer pillars. And Tanir's gonna cut off the last one in, absolutely falling flat until the final piece gets one. But one is looking like all Flamesy will find. We are talking about a tie game. Map 3, 3 rounds in a row where Vitality don't even get a plant, and they are starting to scramble to get away from this one-man army that is Donk.
Yes, only bangers here. Yeah, it's actually it's unreal. We got to tally up those 3Ks when all said and done, and I wonder if there's more. Such massive amounts of damage. The money doesn't matter as much on T side. Spirit are only going to be thinking about their bank accounts, their kits, their incendiaries, and how to make this worse.
Back at it with the Flamesy crossover middle. You know, this has been more often than not just an invitation for Donk to thrive, to feast. Just so many pieces working around him, but for now, Vitality go quiet. Shiro feeling like there's a need to reposition here. It's going to put a timing stress on Chopper. That looming threat of any kind of a walk-up, but still Vitality down to 50 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like Con Split is still coming. I mean, got Robs here lurking up the ramp. He was going to do something aggro to catch someone leaving. That could also make sense, but...
You're going to get through Connector with this much pressure on both sides. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Oh, but they're ready to fight.
Finally, ZywOo finds his round, but they write this off.
Oh, he's waiting for it.
Sway gets turned on. Miss shot from the arm. Apex collects his.
Oh, it's a bad miss.
Whoa, he tries to milk that. And I threw him under the bus. I said, where's ZywOo's impact in the face of donk dominance? This is his round. It felt like that entire pack of T's down at the bottom of Connector were doomed. Watch him fight out of this. And beautifully, just like Donk's 1v5, he does it with the Galil.
Man, Galils are blessed right now. That Flamesy's Galil 1v3 on the B side of Nuke.
And a critically missed op shot as well from Shiro coming out of that smoke.
Here's where we find out if it matters. If all the momentum gets ripped.
Great nade damage for Apex to have to stomach. And whenever these flashes come towards ramp, you've got to be careful because at times it's been Zwei to swing behind it. But there has been a lot of room where they're able to just walk out on this. Smoking off the Palace again to cut off one half.
And they saw his nade trajectory, they know he's here, right? Or are they not sure?
I think there's still uncertainty, but
There's no.
he does look locked in.
He doesn't have a smoke. He's playing under valve, no smoke.
Molotov.
It's gonna get mollied.
He's got to swing out, and as he does so, his head gets ripped off, so no effort, no impact, not from Zwei this time. Feeling totally outclassed, feels like he didn't have the tools for the job, and Donk is gonna go down with nothing. Rox is tearing through it. Not been a huge element coming out from Palace this half. Spam is there on Apex, he survives. ZywOo gets his. And in the face of Donk tearing through them, Vitality find fight late in this T-side, taking 12.
That's a massive win. I can't say, I hate that actually Zwei's there. No smoke, it's a low buy. They've been coming up the ramp so many times. What's the huge value here? There's nothing different. They're just hoping that Donk is going to be able to get his 2 and then 3rd kill from jungle, miraculously, over and over again. Won't be the case.
How many chances back on Nuke slip through their hands? Cannot afford to let that happen again, but if it's not Donk, then it's not Spirit. You know, this is that classic fashion in the struggles of Team Spirit throughout this season. Donk is a lot, but not always enough. And the money's almost shot, but still triple Thomas. If he can get a 1v5 with the Galil, then you better hope he can dig deep on this lesser rifle. And there's no real change up in the setups. It's just gonna be Tanir boosted up instead, trying to get some kind of an eyes in bottom connector. And when Vitality were that close to being slain bottom con, if it wasn't for that ZywOo triple Galil spin around, then Vitality would have had bigger problems. He inches upwards. And this is not a Shiro who's got his off. This is not a Shiro who's dominating a CD side. This is a different look for Spirit and one that may not be enough. And so ZywOo's given room to roam.
No giveaway on his position. They'll come up above. He'll take him down.
ZywOo, quick move into the ladder room as well. Any kind of a movement over towards jungle could cost him. And the longer Donk stays locked into this corner, the closer Vitality can work their way into this A-bomb site. What holds them back? A smoke inside of the Palace. No more utility here for Spirit. It's been a valiant fight in this quarterfinal, but this is where it could damn well end.
Absolutely. And ZywOo, let's see what kind of patience he'll have for this move. They're rotating around over to the wrong side of the map.
Caught. That's his chance. That's Donk's first.
Spirit, they put themselves in a great spot somehow. Took out that op.
25 to that clock. Chopper down beneath the window. Zwei is here as well. What you don't have is Donk, but what you do have is 3. And the element of surprise from down beneath. And so the 24th round is needed. Apex late. And Chopper and co hang on to a bomb site with way less, and another man disadvantage, not enough to stop them.
Oh, Apex gonna play this one down on the clock. Surely gonna take the shot in the end. Upgrade. Round 24, baby. What a show. I didn't think ZywOo was gonna die there. I didn't think he'd get found out. I thought he'd end up catching exits and win the round on an A play, but it ended up being B. And somehow Chopper figured out that it was going that side of the map.
This affords them so much, from FAMAS's in the last round to free AK-47s. One more chance for Tanir to impress. Another moment where maybe Sway's A-hold is called on, or in the middle of it all, will it be a heroic donk moment? One more for the road. Down he goes with nothing. ZywOo's got Tanir. And a 3v5 called on by Team Spirit.
And after a nuke that went to double overtime, a first map to end the 6-match streak for Vitality on that map. Here we are, down to 3 players on Spirit.
And Shiro feels the need to take that quick glance, sees nothing, but he knows there's something out there. What worries me about this is we were talking about a Vitality who throughout this week has made mistakes in mid-round moments. Questionable decisions at time. How do they regroup to maximize this double man advantage? AK retrieve for ZywOo. We are gonna play with that clock. Vitality are starting to give Spirit one more element, one more edge, and that is time. Because Mezzi goes down with nothing. They find out that apartments will not belong to them. Their solution, head towards A. And unless Chopper finds a challenge off of Catwalk, if he can kill Rops, then he could cause a problem. Serve up a distraction. Sway all the while, stuck over towards Ticket, eating flashes in the process. Spam in for another. We get evened out. Oh, it's clean. ZywOo. That is his moment. Sway waits for round 24 and shines. Solo hold on A.
Sway, one-handed.
No donk, no time, no problem.
There's nothing else to this. He wins this round. He brings OT. He keeps Spirit alive.
The nature of that outcome is the exact same thing as a donk 1 versus 5. Celebrations in the Spirit camp.
Absolutely.
A sudden lifeline. And on Nuke, you still had to string 2 more together, but he delivers in round 24 of regulation, and just like that, game on. Vitality had a 5v3. And it means nothing.
Oh my goodness.
This game has been a long time in the making. We have had to wait for this head-to-head, and we were worried that coming into this head-to-head, that this new form of Spirit, this new shape and 5 just didn't have the fight. But they find Vitality in a weird week, in a weak state. And punishing every step of the way here. Has this given time for a guy like Tanir to get his game going, because he still remains without his moment, and this could be it. An arrival with a back turn to him, but a singular kill, all he gets yet again. Donk is out from market, and he'll find one more. Tucked in for the time being. Rotates still at quite some distance. Fire on his feet.
They're letting him go.
I mean, it's just a USP.
You've got to get rid of him.
But it is donk after all, so eyes glued to the screen. Mezzi drops him, damage done. Apex and Mezzi both low. Sway's got eyes out from market.
No HEs, no mollies.
And a chance as they cut down that catwalk retake. Zoe was just the hero moments ago. Cue up another clutch. Inching his way into the middle of all of this. Remember, there's low health on 2 of these 3. It's ZywOo with the full health bar. Sway, though, should get blindsided. By the player in sight, but now he's got an inkling. He had that sense that someone was near him, and sure enough, ZywOo on the hunt.
Wow, and no matter what, even after that, tragic moment for Vitality in round 24. They get it together. They always start these overtimes fresh. Half shot through that. Get right pillar. Rob finishes him off. Tanir goes down. Could have been a moment for him. He's been struggling this game. what a journey this has been. The fact that only one of these teams goes through is mental at this point. I'm sure they both feel they've won and lost this game a million times already. Everyone's talking, trying to loosen up, get the ideas going.
Great opportunity there to have taken Shiro out in the opening move, but he survives the double nade barely.
He does. I mean, him being on and up, unless they actually get the kill, it may or may not have that much impact on the round. He's playing this one back from ticket now. ZywOo looking to punch his into semis.
Still just creating more uncertainty here for Spirit to have to stomach. Catwalk with Tanir's scoreline, you've got to say it has been a weak point. So long as donk doesn't come for your throat in from window or on con.
Tanir just eating more damage.
It's been the name of the game, softening them up. Shiro's feeling like he can go for this peak, but there's a lot of bodies inside of this left side connector, and he will clip Apex out of the round. But then up close is donk, trying to pounce. Flamesy gets an act of revenge. And with that low health on Shiro, he knows he has to remain cautious. Zwei over towards the ramp, misses timing. And as Robs collects that kill, it is Shiro still with yet another, his second of this round. ZywOo keeps his head on a swivel, got a guard off on Catwalk. Chopper shows himself, bomb is planted, Chopper still gets one from behind him. And now the retake's on. You know Shiro can clutch, but can he do it with such little health?
He's ready.
ZywOo, fantastic! As he walks into that scope, well prepared. Vitality's T-side still flawless.
Too damn fast. And the slightly better angle from back there. ZywOo, great round. And his best moments have always been weaving in other people's moments. Even though there's frags coming back from Spirit, he's collecting one here, one there, and getting the final word at the end of the round. 2 in a row in overtime.
Just so good at piecing together his impact. Not always necessarily explosive in that way, but just meticulous. Call him a collector. Picks and chooses. And now we've got Vitality grouping themselves up to give Zwei one of his biggest tests, and all in execution. No challenge to come in through middle. And while Tanir is already ahead of Cat, you'd think this will turn around the two players in connector and jungle. Zwei's gonna try to challenge this, pops it open, but you've got a player already close to the ticket booth. And if Zwei's gun goes empty, there's gonna be a pounce. Apex catching the headshot through the ticket, doesn't kill him, but it's just enough cover for the bomb
He got it?
to go down
It's
barely.
planted.
Can you believe it? USP smoke spam.
Now it's just a full retake. They don't want to have to do this.
Not a comfortable amount of positioning on site. Mezzy feels like he's gotta push off.
Oh, he's in and out. Don't let this be 3 in a row.
In his reposition, he collects one kill. And it's not just any kill, it's the star of the show. It is donk dead in this final attempt at Team Spirit to get a CT round. Mezzy and Apex between the both. Rock solid stuff in the post plant. Shiro's got nothing to lose. Clutches on, player down beneath him. 3 rounds in OT, Vitality.
That's filthy, and that's Mezzy with a 4K putting his scoreline positive. A new hero emerges again for Vitality. Donk with 1 bullet and 1 moment away from denying that plan and not even having a retake, only to get peeked by Mezzy after. And then watch all his teammates fall to that very same guy.
Finally, we play fucking football!
The amount of heroics that have come into this match, mostly from Spirit and now also from Vitality. Anybody could have won this game, but right now, it's Vitality's to lose 100%.
They have had so many chances to close throughout this series on multiple maps. And it's for that reason that we still watch on. Spirit have saviors, but to string it together 3 times is a massive ask for Shiro to yet again somehow get in with impact on a T side with low health. It's the little
The
thing.
bar is on the floor.
We got movement in middle. Missed shot from Shiro. Oh no.
Oh, he gets it. Wow, Apex re-peeked into it, but 4 HP, wanted to chase that one down.
It's a critical recovery right now. You've got nobody inside of the site to try to guard it. And so this is a team Spirit that has chosen the right bomb site at the right moment. Vitality desperate to get damage in, and Robs will find his.
Oh, Chopper, he goes down.
Tanir collecting kills though, on the answer back. Good damage. Tanir's got himself a second. And Tanir is the one player who's been still struggling, who hasn't had that heroic moment, and so this could be his. Every step of the way, Spirit cannot give Vitality an inch, and selecting that timing to follow through into the A site execution with Vitality having nobody on that bomb site, it is a gift for their first round on the T side of OT.
It's a messy beginning, but it has to be a flawless T side just to be able to go again. No reason to believe that they can't do it.
Terrorists win.
But we don't know if the self-belief is there. Sometimes you don't know how many chances that you get to make that close happen.
Apex certainly took a second chance that round. Goes for the swing into Shiro, thought he had him as the op was on cycle, but Shiro holds his ground again. 28 health, that's what Apex peaked into. A 28 health opper who just missed his first shot, and still Shiro saved it. But this is a faster one coming out of Spirit, taking a bit of a risk here with this opening move in middle, and that's Donk down. Flames, he's got it. And so 4v5 demanded of Spirit, make it a 3v5 again. But this time they're on the assault. It's the same 3, and Sway's down, stuck and stuffed on the exit of the ramp. It's been a valiant effort, but it all comes to an end. Chopper slain, and Vitality pushed to the absolute limit. And yet here we stand, with them somehow, someway taking a swing at a deadly playoff bracket.
That was a massive test from so many different angles. They really had to try their hardest, dig deep. You could stay stared